Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike,
I'm Jay.
and tonight we're going to show you our feet.
What's up, sexies? Are you guys ready to get down for some toe jam? Because I am toe jam, boy. Hey, by the way, I was gonna do
foot night.
I was watching the stream today, and this dude, he was on Twitch, and his gamer tag name was because he was just a random. His gamer tag name was not if you like or not if you suck on titties. That was his gamer tag. It was not if you suck on titties, but he spelled titties with 2 D's so he could get away with it.
Yeah, that's a smart guy.
Because in the game, in Dead by Daylight, if you're the survivor, you can go up, you can do your head like this.
Who doesn't, right? Like, I mean, honestly, who doesn't like a good pair of boobies? Like, even women.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if there's
Mrs. Claus around this time of year, she probably doesn't even have regular like breast milk. It's probably like eggnog. Because she's Santa's wife.
Yeah, she's probably a tired woman, man. She probably works real hard because there's some nights in the factory that the elves are sick. COVID's going on. She's got to get in there and she's got to roll her sleeves up, and those saggy boobies are just they probably get caught up in the conveyor belts.
Yeah, dude, she's probably got George of the Jungle like vines for titties. she could probably lasso somebody with that shit.
Yeah, she only gets one break. Like one day a year, she gets a break from old big ass Santa Claus climbing on top of her and bouncing those things like Sugar Ray Leonard. She probably looks forward to Christmas every fucking year. She's like, thank God that guy.
I bet Santa looks forward to it too, because that's the only time he gets to fuck. He only gets to fuck once a year. It's on Santa. It's on Santa Day. Speaking of Santa, I haven't seen that. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but that new Santa Claus movie with that dude from Stranger Things. I never can remember his name, but he's awesome.
David Harbour. Yeah.
David Harbour. Yeah, it looked good though. I want to go kind of see it, but I already think that they broke the mold with Mel Gibson's Fat Bastard or whatever it was called. I love that. Was good shit right there. I feel like if they already did it.
Fat Man. Yeah. I honestly, dude, like I thought Violent Night was kind of disappointing to me. I mean, but from the comments and stuff, everybody liked it a lot more than I did. So like John Leguizamo was the bad guy, right? And it's like supposed to be Santa Claus Die Hard, and John Leguizamo was the bad guy, which I thought that's fucking awesome, dude. He's like the most like generic bad guy ever. He's not John Leguizamo at all. He's just trying to be like macho and
he's
like
not good.
Action scene. No, he's fine, but he's not John Leguizamo. He's just a dude who's playing a bad guy who hates Christmas. I mean, that's
such blasphemy in the house of Leguizamo.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it is what it is. I don't know. Well, I wasn't. I just wanted because I like David Harbour a lot. I actually learned something about him, dude. Apparently, he's an avid World of Warcraft player still, and he watches like Twitch streams and shit to get better at the game. Yeah. Like he was talking about it. He's like, yeah, I watch like Twitch streams to improve my game.
Did you see there's a Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out?
Yeah, but I have no interest in it.
I saw like part of the trailer. It's like Chris Pine, and it's like it just looks like every other movie like that.
Remember that shitty one that came out with Marlon Wayans in the early 2000s?
Yeah,
that was a garbage ass movie.
Yeah, well, it's funny. You remember was it Marlon Wayans? That was a World of Warcraft movie.
That was like Dungeons and Dragons. It was literally Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh no, I'm thinking of something different. Yeah, but the World of Warcraft movie that came out.
I remember that. That was CG.
Yeah, no interest in seeing it or whatever. Might as well have been a cartoon. But I remember my sister saw it and she was like, "That was the best movie I've ever seen in my life." And I was like, "God, you're stupid." I cannot believe that.
World of Warcraft movie. And that day, forever,
better than Scorsese.
1,000 virgins forever swore that they would never have sex again when they said they loved that movie. I'm kidding. God. Who knows? Maybe you like.
I mean, I think it's cool if it was good, but like you could tell from the trailer, it was like.
I think I tried to watch it, and I like that kind of shit. I never played World of Warcraft, so I didn't know anything about any of the characters, but I like the fantasy stuff, and I was like, "Nah, fuck this."
Yeah. Yeah, there's no interest whatsoever. AK, what's up? First super chat of the night. Good to see you, my friend. Says, you guys would not believe the past couple of weeks I've had. Anyways, I'm alive, sort of doing the best I can. Good to see you guys. Good to see you.
Hey, that's all we can do. Good to see you, Angie. I mean, because she's like, I'm alive. That's how he felt at the end of the week. I'm alive.
Yeah, man. When it rains, it pours in this life. I think everybody has them. You have one thing go wrong, and like everything's fine, and then life just cunt punch you.
And the clouds open up and the God says, I hate you, alfalfa.
Yeah, it does. When it rains, it pours. That's true, especially in my life. It's going fine until it's fucked not, boys.
Dude, it's been like you get one of those tumbled dominoes situations sometimes in your life where one thing after another thing, and then finally you're just like, what the fuck? God damn. I mean, I wouldn't say God damn. I would just like, God damn. Why are you doing this though? shit.
And then it's one thing that sets you off. You become such like a sourpuss that like, I don't know, like you lose your phone and you're like, I can't take it anymore. You're like Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber when he comes in and slams the door and falls down. He's like, I got robbed by a sweet old lady with a shopping cart.
Yeah, you're like Billy Bob Thornton from Bad Setting. You're like, what? God damn it! Everything you're just a drunk and you hang out with like short people that rob malls and shit. It's adequate. And then you tell little kids, well, shit in one hand and wish the other, see which one fills up faster. They're like, okay.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm talking about Bad Setting. The first one's so fucking good.
I love that movie. That's a great movie. That's a dude. I mean, tell me if am I crazy or is the Santa Claus thing fucking tired now? Like
what?
Just Santa Claus movies. Like I get Violent Night or whatever, but like it's like every 5 fucking minutes there's a new goddamn Santa Claus movie. He's not that interesting.
I don't know, man. I love this time of year. I curl up next to a nice little fireplace, get some hot chocolate and some marshmallows and enjoy my Lifetime Movie Network subscription and watch all those wonderful fuck all that shit. You
used to be married to someone who used to watch all those fucking things.
It was the worst. That was the first warning sign right there, the red flag that went off. I should, because she'd sit there and drink fucking red ass wine and be like drunk as fuck. It's like, well, I don't have a wife like that. I was like, because you're a drunk cunt.
That woman never watched a fucking movie her entire life.
She fell asleep.
Yeah, she just sat there, drank her wine, talked over the entire fucking movie that you're trying to watch, and then was like, "That sucked."
Yeah,
like you didn't even watch it.
Yeah, she was like that. She was like, in Big Daddy when Adam Sandler was like, "Kids are great as long as they're sleeping." Then you have to move real quietly because if she wakes up, she's like, "Jay!" Fucking, oh my god, yeah, it was terrible. But yeah, as far as Santa Claus movies go, yeah, I guess I like the Tim Allen ones, and then. That's about, I don't know. Miracle on 34th Street, I think, is all right, but that's about it. I don't know.
Yeah,
but they didn't. But I think the David Harbour one is just. I feel like it was dumb because it's like you already got the best one, which was Fat Man with Mel Gibson. As far as a violent ass, actually, I am interested in that Grinch movie though, the horror one.
So I think we talked about this before. I watched the trailer for it. I was excited for it too because David Howard Thornton's fucking awesome, cool concept. I watched the trailer for it, dude, and I was like, oh, this is a fucking piece of shit. And not even like a fun, good piece of shit. This looks like it was made on someone's iPhone, but not like a real iPhone, but like a Nokia that still has Snake on it from the 90s. Like
the potato
phones. Like balls. And then when I read the reviews, I was like, I was right, and it feels good. It's in theaters. Like that's in fucking. You can see that in a movie theater right now if you want to. I'm not gonna.
I saw the trailer. I saw looked decent because I don't know what movie I was watching, but it was on the theater. Maybe it's better in theaters. I don't know. I'll rent it anyway just to watch it. I don't know. You need to watch fucking Black Adam, dude.
I know I need to, but I can't bring myself.
I bought it. You should. I can just give you my account login. You can watch it for free.
I mean, I might.
It's some good shit, man. Some good shits.
I don't believe you. No, I mean you might be right. Maybe I'll watch it and change my mind. Like the trailer at first when it came out, I liked the trailer, but the more and more I saw, I was just like CGI. Woo.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
No, there is CGI in it, but I mean he's a badass dude, and I also love the fact that he championed the cause to bring back Henry Cavill.
Yeah, that is cool. Like I think The Rock is a really boring person, but I think he's a good dude. So I don't like hate him. I just like I'm kind of tired of seeing his face.
Well, if you said that to his face, he would give you the people's elbow along with the people's knee, and then give you a big people's shit on your chest.
I don't know. I think he would just do that thing where he like pretends he's gonna fight you. But
I'd never say anything. I would never say anything disparaging. I think fuck that. He's too big.
He just seems like he's made in a computer. Like I don't know.
You know who's scarier though? Is that what was Brock Lesnar? That guy fucking scares me, dude.
He would put a fucking whooping on you like a Yellowstone type whooping on your ass.
If that dude was like, if he walked up to me at Applebee's, it's like, and there was like every other seat was empty at the bar, and he was like, "You're in my favorite seat." I was like, "Sir, this is yours. Would you like me to be your waiter today? Yeah. I will. No, would you like me to kiss your boots? Because I will do that as well."
Yeah, let's get something straight, pal. That is yours.
You gotta do Jack Burton. Be Jack Burton.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you what.
Plus, I'll even tell you this. I'm scared of fucking Steven Seagal. I mean, you can outrun him because he runs like a bitch and he's fat, but nonetheless, I would never say anything disrespectful to that man to his face.
No, Steven Seagal's easy, dude. Steven Seagal's easy. You can talk all the shit to him you want. You know why? That. No, because you just do what the Ninja Turtles did with the turtle and the Seahawk thing or whatever. You just, I got some donuts. Hey, come on. They're like, oh.
Yeah, the pre-fight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but also because he's only a counterpuncher.
Yeah, but dude, he could probably like move like lightning if he's real close and slap you right across the face. And then what are you gonna do?
Oh, yeah.
And then if he's close enough, then he bear hugs your ass and you're dead.
Yeah, the scene in On Deadly Ground You remember that shit? It was the bad guy from Dumb and Dumber, and he was being racist to his Indian friend or whatever, and he's like, "Why don't I put my foot up your ass and show you a thing or two?" And he was like, "Let's trade licks or whatever," and he did the smacking thing or whatever, and the guy started crying. He was like, maybe I could change. I could change. He's like crying. They try to make it like this Oscar moment.
Yeah.
You know, Steven Seagal thought he was winning an Oscar for that.
Dude, he did.
Movie,
I think he wrote. There was one movie where at the very end he gives like this really fucking awkward out of nowhere like EPA speech, and it was like out of nowhere. It had nothing to do with that movie at all, or it did kind of, but it just was like he wrote it.
Like
I know it is the greatest script that's ever been written because I wrote it. You know why? I've protected the planet for 97 years. 97 years under the first of Captain Planet.
It basically sounds like Trump.
It does kind of sound like Trump.
Yeah, but no, you know that movie came from a couple writers or a couple producers sitting in a loft somewhere high as fuck on cocaine, like that Babylon commercial. It's written in the stars, man. And they were like, dude, I bet I can get Steven Seagal to read this.
He probably did.
He's like, watch, dude, I'll tell him that he's gonna win an Oscar. Derek, that piece of fucking shit. Look at his face. Look at it.
Yeah. He looks like he silently farted and he's waiting for someone to crop dusted someone. That's a crop dust face right there.
Was it in a
it's like when you go to Kroger and so when you crop dust that aisle and you wait for someone to walk through it so you can laugh at them.
It's like, I'm sorry. No, it's fine, man. No, I'm sorry. He says Tom Brady, number one anti-hero, changed my mind. Yeah, no, that's number one on both of our lists. I don't know if you knew that or not. Well, not Jay's list because his Giants have found the fucking kryptonite for Tom Brady.
But the funny thing is, I heard somebody talking major shit about Tom Brady the other night. But I mean, Tom Brady, like they're like, just give it up, Tom. Like you suck now. Like I think Tom Brady, he's got a lot of problems. You know, dude, like his wife just left him, and like he's fucking dealing with a lot of shit. I mean, I think his season's over just because his brain's all scrambled.
Well, they won. They had fucking patented Tom Brady bullshit. They won the other night, and their division sucks so fucking bad that they're probably going to make the playoffs and end up winning the goddamn Super Bowl. Now, his wife leaving him does suck, but to be fair, I mean, she left him because he promised her for years that he would leave and help her take care of the kids, and then he did, and he was like, I fucking hate these kids, man. I got to go back to the game. And then she was like, okay, we're done.
Well, maybe if she had raised those fucking kids right, he wouldn't have had to leave home, huh? Don't blame it on him.
Trial. Oh shit. Chad Powers, thanks, buddy. Says I call bathroom break first, boy. My corn is ripping. God,
well,
damn, look at that face.
Go.
Look at that fucking face. You look like a bad guy from an 80s Steven Seagal movie, but
yeah, no, he really does. He looks like that dude that Steven Seagal beats up first to get the information on where the drug lords are. And he's like, I ain't telling you nothing. Come on, son. And then he knocks his tooth out. He's like, shit, that's all you got?
Stacy James, thanks, buddy. Says I'm at Texas Roadhouse sipping on girly margaritas and shoving meat in my mouth. Still waiting on my food, but so far so good. Hey,
where's the downside?
Wait a sec.
Wow,
the two. He hasn't got. They don't. You're sucking dick at a Texas Roadhouse.
That's fine. I was going to do that later tonight anyway. No big deal. No big deal.
You're the food that hasn't arrived yet.
Yeah,
you're late.
No big deal.
Oh shit. Yeah, man, Texas Roadhouse. I wish I could do margaritas.
Is that where they throw the peanuts on the floor?
Yeah, that's what
I fucking hate that place because that place sets off my goddamn OCD. I really want to like slap everybody in the face that throws peanuts on the floor, and I want to clean it all. I want to sweep it all up, and I want to like vacuum it, and then shame people. I was like, "Were you born in a fucking barn? Eat your fucking steak, bitch! Don't throw peanuts on the floor. There's like a little bowl. Just put it in the bowl." I was like, it's like, dude, it's like, are you trying to do a saloon? Like, is it a filth?
I like it because, actually, I fucking hate it because I was a waiter at a Logan's and Logan's does it too. And at the end of the night, you got to sweep all those fucking things.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, oh, this was real cute, wasn't it? All you fucking people came in here throwing shit on the floor. Now I got to clean it up, and then I got to do the salad, dude. You know what's the grossest job in food? Probably one of the grossest jobs in food.
Cleaning out the lard.
No, at the end of the night. If your station as a waiter is to clean the salad station, because the salad station, and I worked at Logan's, you
have to toss it.
Yeah. Well, that's my favorite part.
Toss that salad.
No, they got these shoots. They got little circle shoots, and the gloppy ranch, and then the honey mustard, and all that shit goes in them. And you just take a ladle out and you just scoop it on the fucking salad. Thanks, babe. And then, but at the end of the night, a bunch of that shit falls off that ladle and onto that, and it drips down the side of the cart, and it gets in the crevices of the cart, and you got to dump that. And every time it comes out, it goes, and like hits the trash can, and then you gotta fucking dig your hands in that ranch in the corners. It's fucking disgusting.
Dude, the worst. I wouldn't do it. I'd probably quit that day. The worst. Dude, I swear to God, dude, the worst fucking thing. Yeah, it had to be the worst thing I ever did. I had to do it, dude, and I was so goddamn mad when I had to clean. When I was at Rite Aid, when I was there as a cashier, and I had to clean a turd out of the fucking urinal. Like some asshole had literally gone into the public bathroom and shit in the fucking urinal, and a turd was like sticking out, like it was drunk, hanging over the lip of the fucking urinal. And then my manager, I remember her first name was Melissa too. What a fucking bitch. She was like, Jonathan, it's your turn. You got to go back there and clean the bathroom. I'm like, there's a fucking turd literally hanging out of the toilet, like just like a drunk guy at a bar. And she's like, well, we're girls and it's your turn. So I was so fucking mad, dude. I had 2 hours left before I went home. So what I did was I went in the break room, dude. I grabbed her fucking keys, dude. I grabbed Melissa's fucking keys, dude. And I used his fucking key. And I went to that urinal and I fucking pushed it. I wore like 4 gloves and I pushed her key into the turd and I fucking flopped it out on the floor and then I rolled it across the floor. And then I rolled it up the toilet I MacGyvered the shit out of this turd to get it into the toilet. And then
Did you wash the key?
Fuck no. I put it back on. I put it back on her because I was pissed as fuck, dude. Like I was like, there's a turd that's literally in the urinal. Call someone else. Like call someone that does that nasty shit. I'm not doing that. And
was
then
was it your turn though?
No. Well, maybe I don't know. I mean, that's not even the point. I'm not like because everyone else had to clean the bathroom and never had to deal with the fucking turd in the urinal.
That's the spin. That's how the tables turn though. That's the swipey swipe. If it's your turn, you gotta.
I might have cleaned the key. I don't remember. I mean, I might not have been that vicious, but I definitely did use soap on it.
Like, well, I'm only saying this because I'm the one that shit in the urinal.
I think it was some old dude. I think it was some old fucking guy. I just like. There's something got to be wrong with you when you walk into the bathroom and you know that there's a perfectly good toilet, and then you sit down you're like, oh, they're making toilet seats or toilets now. And you're like, oh, this is nice. This is probably how they do it in Japan. It's an Eastern philosophy.
I can't say anything, dude. I was at Likens Park. The baseball games were going on, and I was just gonna shit myself. Like it was that bad. I was gonna shit myself. And someone, and these are like they're outdoor bathrooms, so they're like all concrete floors. They're the ones with like the drain in the middle of the floor.
Oh yeah.
And someone's in the bathroom, and it was either in my pants or on the fucking floor. So I just pulled down my pants, just took a dump, and I was like fucking like I don't know, like 8 or 9.
No, just say the truth. It's probably like 2 years ago.
Yeah. It was this morning actually. And I just got up and I was like, I grabbed some paper towels, I wiped and I threw them shits away and I just walked out. You know, that dude walked out and was like, what the fuck?
Dude, if I walked out and I saw that, I'd be like, dude, you would hear, I would do it like fucking, you will kneel before me, Jarrell. I would scream in anger. And soon, all your ass, you would hear me screaming from when you like ran away from the toilet, like somebody done shit on the drain.
The risk of the whole thing was the door into the bathroom didn't lock. So I couldn't lock the door to keep anybody out. So there was a good chance that I was going to be bent over, sitting in the floor, bent over with my little ass out. And some dude was going to walk in. I'll just be sitting there shit.
I can just imagine what would happen if somebody had walked in, you all would have made eye contact, and in moment, no words would pass between you. It would just be shock. But the only thing that would break the silence is the turd slowly falling from your ass and hitting the floor with a and then he just like slowly, and then he just slowly backing out of the door as he kept eye contact with you and shutting it.
That is what, if you did that, if you walked in and some kid was taking, you'd be like, fuck this. You just like let the door close.
I walked in. I was in high school. This dude that was he was taking a shit in the stall door, and he had the stall door wide open.
Yeah, some kids didn't give a shit, man.
Well, I was like, oh, he was like, what's up? I like nothing. I was like, I can see your dick, but nothing else.
How's it going? Nice wiener tip, but the backside, because hopefully it was tucked into the toilet so that he could get VD. Gary, you get him. Says, what if you caught Austin St. John trying to hot wire car?
Hot wire car.
Oh, did he get? Was that a thing? Did he get caught trying to steal a car?
I don't know. I heard he lied a lot about what he did and what he didn't do. Like he was that guy that always, like, apparently he was always that guy that always one-upped everything you said. So if you're like, hey, last year I went to Europe it was really cool. And he's like, I went to Europe 15 times, and I actually served on the missionary squad of Israel, and I brokered peace between Iran and everybody. Like, yeah, I don't know if he hot wired cars. I guess was it fucking T-Rex car? I don't know.
Wouldn't fuck with Austin St. John. Wouldn't fuck with.
I don't know. Well,
they learned some karate in that shit, right? So,
I mean, he says he is. I don't know. I wouldn't want to find out.
Nope.
He's a big dude either way.
Yeah, you don't want to find out. That's the thing. Like, I don't want to be the one to prove it, so I'm not gonna. Inky the Alien, thank you, says they're making a new animated Christmas Carol movie. They made Scrooge kind of hot. I don't know how to feel about it. Well,
I don't either.
It's always weird when animated people make you horny, isn't it?
Isn't that called hentai?
Well, that's like straight up Japanese porn, right? Or not Japanese.
Yeah, but animated characters that are like super hot and sexy.
Yeah, but they're like, there's a lot of jizz going on in those scenarios. A lot of disgusting.
Well, I always thought the animated version of Belle was super hot when I was a kid.
Now that makes sense. You know, I get people who are like the chick from Cool World. Remember her?
Or Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No, Cool World was good too. She was sexy too. That was Kim Basinger.
But my problem is, do you know who I've always wanted to bang? It's really fucked up.
Bugs Bunny.
No, Peter from Family Guy's wife. Lois?
Meg?
Is it Lois?
No, Lois, yeah.
Meg's the daughter. I've always wanted to bang Lois. Why is that? What is that? Is that weird? That's really fucking weird.
Yeah. She probably like scolds you about something and it makes it hotter.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it's I don't know what it is. I don't know. I've always wanted, but so now we've shared that with each other, Inky. It's gonna be okay. Holy fuck, Mad Mars. That is the scariest icon I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
That's the face that you make. Christ. That's the face that you make when you take a shit on a drain pipe, like Mike was taking when he was in, or like on the actual drain.
It's haunting. What if Logan Paul wanted to arm wrestle you $5 million? I'd fucking arm wrestle anybody for $5 million.
Yeah, unless you got if I lose, sue me for what? I don't have $5 million, you dummy. So I'm not going to pay you $5 million.
Yeah, well, he would. Well, yeah. I think just they would give you.
So it's a win-win. I mean, if you lose, who gives a shit? If you win, you get $5 million.
And you would absolutely lose because even though those guys have douchey personalities and souls, I'm pretty sure they're pretty jacked up. You know?
No, I would just show them.
I
would just show them a naked picture of their housemate, one of their boys, and watch the boner take away their fuking strength.
Show them a naked picture of themselves, and they'd probably just be staring at it for too long. Or underage girls. That's not fair. I shouldn't have said that. That's no one knows if that's true.
I didn't even. It doesn't matter.
I'm kidding. Texas tootin'. Thanks, buddy. Says I got some wham way up in me deep, boy. So deep. The Punisher versus Walker Texas Ranger. Who's walking away?
Now, goddamn it, Texas tootin'. We already know the answer to that. It's going to be Walker Texas Ranger. You ain't going to come to Texas and fuck with no Texan boy, especially a Ranger. Old Punisher's fucked. Going to send him right back to his wife and kid up in heaven. Walker, Texas Ranger, Chuck Norris. You know what? The fight's over before it ever done. That's what I said. Yeah,
Punisher blow his goddamn chest hairs off. Dude, I watched. Have you ever seen Invasion USA? Chuck Norris.
I don't know. That sounds familiar.
It's old canon.
Is it a new
action film? No, it's an old canon action film. It's the classic Chuck Norris open shirt, double fist and Uzis. God, that movie's actually really good, but he is so unbelievable as an action star. Like, I know it's a joke because Chuck Norris thing, but dude, he is so unbelievable as an action star.
He's awesome.
He just looks like your Uncle Rick, like just walking around after he got off at the auto shop. Like, he's so unbelievable as a badass. I don't understand how'd that happen. How the fuck did that? I understand Walker Texas Ranger, but how did he run a bunch of 80s action movies as like a supreme badass? Like, he doesn't even fucking fight in half of
chest hair and a can-do attitude, sir.
He's fucking short. I don't fucking understand.
Well, he's also, it helped him that he had a connection with Bruce Lee, and they had tournament wins, and he had a great-looking mullet.
The Bruce Lee
mullet-ish.
That's the fight in the Bruce Lee movies probably where it came from. You're right. Like, you know,
my favorite. Dude, I don't know why. My favorite is Sidekicks. I liked him in Sidekicks. I mean, he's great in Delta Force and shit and all that stuff, but Sidekicks was awesome.
He didn't really even fight in Sidekicks, though, did he? He just showed up.
Yeah, he did. He helped. He joined his team. No, he joined his team.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that. But yeah, no. But as an action star, I just don't fucking get it, man. I don't buy it at all. That guy looks like he waited until he was married before he had sex. No offense to people who do that. I'm just saying he looks like he did that. Michael Parton, thanks.
And then he had to get a second marriage because he killed her. with how fucking hard he fucked her. You don't fuck Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris fucking kills you.
Chuck Norris is the definition of riding the fucking wave. You know, he easily could have been offended, but like, stop making fun of me. I don't appreciate it. He said, no, I'm gonna lean in. And then what happened? He got a huge part in the fucking Expendables.
Chuck Norris literally punches waves back from the shores.
Yeah. He got to stop making Nordic track commercials for like 2 weeks because of that role. You know?
Yeah. He's a good looking guy too.
Own the joke. Don't take yourself so seriously, world. Michael Parton says, I'm actually kind of afraid to go near Kane Hodder. One smack from him and I'm dead. Boom, into the coffin. He's pretty rough with people at conventions. But
that's
like
what I heard.
Way.
But I think you might be all right though. I know that he likes somebody. One of our subscribers had said that he's had a preference for like blonde girls or something like that. Like he likes to pull their fucking hair and shit.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, you're good. He might be like, you want me to choke you? I'll choke the shit out you.
He will, dude.
Yeah, if you say you, because I think one of the either the same subscriber or somebody else had said he'll be like, I really want to fucking choke you. I'm like, God damn, man. I was like, Jason wasn't real. You can calm it down there, sir.
Yeah, people love it too. They're like, yeah, fucking choke me, dude. You know, people get it. They get what they pay for when they go to Kane.
Well, dude, you want to smart off real quick when he's like, you want me to choke you? But like, choke my chicken. And you're like, I just get it. Like,
it'd be weird. Yeah, that's why I won't go to his booth because he'll choke me and then he'll be like, why are you jerking off? And I'm like, I thought that's what we were supposed to do here.
You told me to fuck her, so I fucked her.
Oh, what did I do? I fucking clicked off the thing here. Excuse me, very sorry. Means so piece of shit. Brad Ferguson, thanks, buddy. Says, surprise finger in the butt. Didn't know there was a stream tonight. Sup, guys? Jay, I'm going to add you on Xbox just to bust some in your butt, and then after this bust some ghost after this crazy work schedule this month.
Wait, we'll bust some ghosts and bust some nuts. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna bust all kinds of nuts.
Go grab Melee.
Hey,
I'll grab a few dudes.
And if I'm the ghost, you gotta suck me, bro. Suck me into that trap, bro.
Yeah, you like it.
Yeah.
You do. Matt Barr says, by the time you get to age 50, would you have made over $1 million in your entire life by then?
Man, Mars, your fucking profile picture looks like you tried to steal $1 million from a bank and you failed. You look like a Batman villain. You look like Riddler, like the Wish.com Riddler. Holy shit.
NyQuil and Special K and just is out here just debating the themes of life.
Dude, that's the guy that's so drunk that he doesn't know like that he's driving his car to the 7-Eleven to get more beer and it's in the next day. Like he's like an all-night bender shit. Like he's in the next morning and doesn't know what the fuck is going on. But yes, by the time
open,
would you have made $1 million in your fuck? No. Well, I don't know. Are you asking like in a total? I mean, maybe, but everything goes out the door for bills and shit. That's actually a good question. I don't know. Like if you never spend $1 on anything for like bills or whatever, nothing.
I'm gonna say anything. Yes.
Yeah, I think you'd make well over $1 million. Yeah.
I'm not a mathematician.
Like you didn't have to pay taxes, you didn't have to pay out for medical expenses, you didn't have to pay out for anything, nothing, forever.
Almost said, why do my keys smell nutty?
I don't know. Smell it.
It is shit, Austin.
I hope she smelled it too on the way home.
Gary with the schnitzel. Wiener Schnitzel says, hate how people are bringing up JDF problem with JCVD. Now people are saying JCVD started it. I like both of them, just JCVD more. Why can't people let it go? Yeah, it's one of those things. If you guys don't know, there was a whole thing with Jason David Frank between him and Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I'm not even going to get into it out of respect for
I don't want
he just passed away. So I won't get into that whole thing at all. But yeah, all I'll say is when I watched it and we both watched it together, I came away feeling fucking disgustingly awful for Jean-Claude Van Damme. And
I think that JCVD handled it well. I mean, JCVD didn't retaliate or try to sue or do. I mean, and if JCVD let it go, then let it go. Who gives a shit?
I agree with you. I think people should. It's just not the time to discuss that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the reason why people are bringing it up now is because it's not him, but I mean the reason why magazine articles or online articles are even running that story is because they're capitalizing on Jason David Frank's death. And unfortunately, that's the kind of reality that we live in. There's a lot of cockroaches in there that'll do that shit.
Yeah, and you know, and there's also, I think on the other side, I think what he's saying too is like people are pretending that didn't happen, or they're trying to switch it and make it seem like it was JCVD's fault because
I wish it hadn't happened, but
but who knows? There's two sides to every story. I only know what my eyes saw, but I won't get into that. You know, it's definitely not the right time for that. And I took that video, by the way, that we did off, just out of respect. about that whole situation, just because, you know, it's not something you want going out. Mad Mars, thanks, buddy. Says, one time at Elephant Bar in Arizona, my brother was in a bathroom stall and I had to wait for him. Then some kid walked in like, ooh, my stomach.
I like that. Yeah, this one time I was in a McDonald's bathroom and I had to shit really fucking bad, and I was taking a dump and it was like goddamn avalanche of death and destruction coming out of my butthole, because I had like tequila shots and stuff the night before, so it was just like built up like anger and hell in the toilet. And this dude walked in that was cleaning the bathrooms from McDonald's, and he was like, woo, damn, somebody died up in here.
That shit stank.
Yeah, he was. And I was taking a shit and I started giggling, and he could see my feet going like this. He's like, yeah, it's all right, brother, get it out.
Yeah, dude, there's
and he's like, I got some fresh toilet paper for you. I was like, appreciate
Would
it.
you like sloppy Joe?
You know, he did, because I was almost out of toilet paper. Like, oh God. I was like, oh God.
I've come accustomed, like I've gotten used to shitting in public restrooms. I just tell myself it is what it is. The most disgusting thing about pooping in a public restroom, though, dude, is when you go in and you sit down, you finally, and nobody wants to be there. You don't want to be there. If you could be at home shitting, you would. This is obviously an emergency situation. Or for me, it's more like I'm comfortable enough now that, like, if I'm mildly uncomfortable, I'm like, I'll just go shit in public. It's fine. Yeah. So I won't put myself through pain for it. I'm like, I want to get on with my life. But the worst thing is, it just seems like every single fucking time there is just always the dude next to you, dude, who has no grace. And he's always just like,
yeah.
And you can smell his shit. You hear it come out, and then the waft of the shit hits you, and it's like the most disgusting, invading feeling. That's the worst.
Your stall neighbor wants you to know that he's in the fight, that he's in the war. That's why he's doing it for. He just wants some moral support from you. You like, dude, like he wants you to be like what's his name, Tom Arnold in that one movie. He's like, that's it, buddy. We're gonna Austin Powers. We're gonna get through this together. Jesus Christ, boy, what did you eat?
That's it. Yeah. It's that. By the way, the key to that is to flush, especially in public restrooms. They all have those super soaker things. So you hit the flusher. If you're having like stomach pains and you're like, this is gonna be super embarrassing, just hit the super flusher and it's like, yeah, and then you unleash hell at my signal. You know
the worst thing about that is when the water splashes up and touches your butthole. You're like,
yeah, that's true.
You get flashes of like, oh my God, I just infected my own butthole with like all sorts of bacteria and shit. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, that is a weird feeling, especially, you know what's scary, dude, is when your dick actually touches the toilet. Like you're sitting there and your dick, the tip of your dick touches the toilet. You're like, oh God, I have fucking AIDS.
It's the worst. Well, dude, I've only fucking that's why I don't like using the public bathroom at all. And it has to be fucking an emergency. Like it literally is like now or nothing. Like either I'm gonna have a Hershey Highway coming out of my butthole, or like I gotta go to the public bathroom. Like when I went to that McDonald's bathroom in Tennessee, I ran down a hill to get to that McDonald's because the Crystal was out of TP, and I ran down the fucking hill. So I was like, this is bad. Like I looked like I was trying to fly a fucking kite because I was running so fast.
Yeah, when you gotta go. There's no doubt about it. Connor, thanks, buddy. Says, I walked into the toilet at school and a kid had his pants at his ankles. Shocking.
I've seen that shit before. I've seen people like at the urinal with their shit all the way down and their underwear too, all the way down at their ankles, and their full on ass cheeks are out, and their shirts, like their ass is out. They're just peeing, and like there's nothing wrong with them. That's why I'm like, what's up, man? I was like, yeah, you like to pee with your butt cheeks hanging out?
So I've been on both sides of that. I've done that like in like high school or something, or college or sometime around that. We would go in bathrooms and just do that and then watch people's reactions when they came in. But Scarefest, dude, not this last Scarefest meetup, but the one before at Marika's. Yeah. We went to Marika's, and that was the weirdest night, dude. That bathroom was the weirdest. It was like a portal into strange lands. The first time we went in the bathroom, some dude was doing that. It was like some 30-year-old dude, and he had his fucking bare, big-ass bubble ass was just out, and he was just standing there.
I don't know why, and I know it's assault, and I would do it, but like I want to walk up to them with their asses hanging out and slap them on their ass and be like, good game. And then just be next to him. I don't know why. It would be like, obviously you're gonna go to jail, but it's like it'd be funny to me.
Well, his friends were sitting there filming. So when you walk into a bathroom, you see a fucking butt ass naked man standing at the urinal, and then you turn around, this dude has a camera, and they're all dying laughing. And I just fucking started laughing. I just went up and pissed next to him. I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
That's
dude.
awesome.
Good for you. But on the Oh fuck! I forgot where I was. I forgot where I was going with that. I had a point.
You said you did it before.
No, the second time we went in that bathroom that night, though. The second time we went in that bathroom, we kept seeing during the meetup, we kept seeing these dudes that look like kind of like mobsters over here. Like, and like not like fancy Italian mobsters, but like really racist ones. Like huge dudes. And they were like, they came from a funeral, you could tell they had like suits and stuff on, but just the vibe was something strange. We went in the bathroom, and I think I was pissing next to, I think it was Glenn Harris, who just had a birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Glenn fucking Harris. I don't know if you're in here or not. Happy birthday. We're in there, and we start hearing these dudes make noises in the stall. And we start going, what are they doing in the stall over there? And the next thing I know, fucking Brock Lesnar kicks the fucking door open, and he's like, are you in here? Are you fucking in here? And I was like,
I was like, are any of us in the world?
I was like, nope, not in here. No. Sorry. Me small, you big. And dude, he was fucking huge. And like he started walking towards me. I was walking by, I just walked out, and then his friends came up and were like, hey dude, sorry, we just came from a funeral, this and that. I was like, it's fine. It's okay. What if
doing
coke in the bathroom?
What if the last thing he'd say was like, wake up, Neo, the Matrix has you. You're like, oh my god, that makes so much sense.
It was like, every pretty girl deserves to go to a ball.
Yeah, dude.
And then you just get knocked out. Yeah, that's weird, man.
I do remember. I have seen also the people I've seen them do that when they're in high school. They were like mentally challenged or something like that, and they had it. This dude chased a fucking kid out into the hallway. Was asking him to wipe his. Yeah, I walked in. This dude. And I knew he was from in special ed. He's a sweet guy, I guess. I didn't talk to him that much, but he had his pants all the way down, and then this other kid was sitting next to him, and like the kid finished, and he turned to the other guy, and he was like, wipe. And he wanted him to wipe him, and the kid was like, no, man, get away from me. And that kid ran out in the hallway like he was in a horror movie, and that other kid chased him down like Michael Myers. And he was like, the guy was like, help. Like he was running out the hallway, like, help! And like the kid's wiener was just going everywhere when he was running. It was awful, but it was funny at the same time.
Yeah, I remember that happened. That was a wild fucking situation. Edward Nieto says Chuck Norris is suing NBC for Law and Order, our trademark names for his left and right.
That's right, Law and Order, baby. He's got them goddamn thunder thighs.
You sold me down the fucking river on that one, Ed. I was dead serious. I was like, oh, is it really? Damn. Oh, Gary says I would arm wrestle Logan just so I can slap him with the other hand and run.
You're like, okay, I'm really gonna try. Yeah, dude.
Don't worry, Logan's never been in a fight that wasn't fixed, so you could have a good chance there. I'm sure.
Yeah, just slap him in the face with a dildo. He's been used to those.
Oh no, I guess we can't go to VidCon this year. That'll break our streak of never. Michael Parton, thanks, buddy. Says World War III just got axed from DCU, which I'm okay with because I hated World War 80. Wonder Woman, yeah, not Wonder Woman 84, which is still called to this day freshly squeezed dumpster juice. I didn't hate 84, but I only watched
I think we liked 84 a little bit better. Wonder Woman, the first one. I remember we watched that in the theater. I think it was fine for what it was, but I felt like bored for I don't know. I felt like it was too long of a movie. I feel like it was a fine movie. I just felt like it was too long. But I didn't know that Wonder Woman 3 had just got axed.
I didn't either. That's
crazy, what? It's funny is maybe to be honest, I wouldn't mind if maybe they're just taking a step back from it for a minute and they're like actually trying to make a Man of Steel Part 2. Because maybe that's what they're doing. I mean, DCEU is trying to make what at this point, fuck it. I don't even know. Maybe there shouldn't even be a DCEU. Like, just do your own standalone shits, man. Fuck it.
I think James Gunn gives me hope. Right, James Gunn's got to give you hope for what he's going to do with all that shit. It's just going to take a while. It's going to be.
But I want my Snyder.
See the James Gunn. I do too. It's going to be like 5 years before we see the James Gunn effect take effect. You know what I mean? So we're just going to have to wait and be patient and see what fucking happens. But yeah, Wonder Woman's weird, man. Like I thought Gal Gadot did a good job. I thought it was fine. Like the first movie was pretty good. The second movie I didn't hate, and then it was just. But it's all very much. It's not Wonder Woman. It's superhero movies. They're all the fucking same. Like, they're all the fucking same. It's so tiresome at this point.
I think Wonder Woman was the fucking best in the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, she was great in that. Yeah. And she had great.
But I also liked her in BVS, too.
Yeah, she had amazing moments in the movies. Someone commented on a video today. It was a completely irreverent video. It had nothing to do with superheroes or anything. They're like, where is the Black Panther review? And I was like, it wasn't like
I thought we did review. Oh, maybe we did.
Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever.
Oh, Wakanda Forever, yeah.
It wasn't like, "Are you going to? Do you think
I
that'll come?
I
Where
don't know.
is it?
I don't know.
Where were the other drugs going?
Send
It
me
was like
some money for a fucking ticket, bitch.
It was so demanding. And my response was, we haven't reviewed a fucking superhero movie in like, I don't even know the last superhero movie reviewed. I guess it was Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, that because it was Sam Raimi and it bordered on, we thought, horror.
Yes, exactly. So
We've
I'm like, well, who said we were going
to do that shit before? By the way, we said if we do that, it throws the algorithm off, and YouTube already fucking hates us, so it makes it harder for you guys to find our videos.
And by the way, the Doctor Strange review we did fucking dick numbers. Just did trash.
And by the way, it's not, and we're not trying to be like fucking narcissistic or egotistical about it. Like, well, it's got to do a certain amount, but at the same time, it does take time to effort to do those reviews, because I have to go up there, Mike and I have to go see the movie, to pay money and all this other shit. There's a lot of things that go on into making the video, but that's not even the issue. It literally derails an algorithm that's set up, and it makes it harder for you guys to even find the new videos that we're doing on anything horror related. So it's not that we don't want to do it. We would love to do every fucking movie, but the reality of it is you put the time and the effort in, and it gets like diddly dick. And then it throws the algorithm off. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it hurts you in the end. Oh, it's like
but also, I just thought Wakanda Forever looked like shit.
I did not have any interest in
I don't give a fuck about MCU.
I haven't seen a superhero trailer in a while. I've wanted to actually see. I'm just really.
I just watched the new Quantumania, the new Ant-Man movie, and it looks like shit too. And I like Paul Rudd.
I don't care about Quantumania. Don't give a fuck about Shazam 2. I can't even bring myself to watch, but I'm done. I'm toast right now. I'm toast.
Well, but the difference
Flash is maybe the next fucking superhero movie I go see.
But yeah, but the difference
just because of Batman.
But Black Adam, by the way, that's violent. Like dude, Hawkman's badass in that. Dude, Pierce Bronson as Dr. Fate is unheralded as he's awesome as shit.
I do love Pierce Brosnan.
But again, they're not being like dick held by Disney, so they can kill people and shit. So it's got like a cooler vibe to it. But yeah, Marvel's got one formula. It's got literally one thing it goes back to over and over again. What up, shit dicks?
Shout out, Joe. Shout out Joe Pinocchio. Just what up, shit dicks? Chad Pyre says, no Loomis. Can Michael count to 10 or do his ABCs?
I don't know. Can you count to the word shut the fuck up?
Spell that.
Spell it, you ingrate asshole.
What you staring at, bitch?
Hey, I got this one. Texas Tootin' coming in with the hot ones. Hot 100s. He goes, y'all ever eat a beanbag chair chalky as a mug? Y'all got to watch this movie called Green Lantern. That boy got some stuff going on. Goddamn. He got to eat that Green Lantern. That's talking about marijuana, boy. Woo-wee. Green Lantern. He's got a lantern full of marijuana.
Hey, thank you, Texas Tootin'. That's pretty nice, man. Pretty nice. Now, buy me a new
that
set of
goddamn
Wranglers.
pussy picture off your fucking profile pic.
Hey,
God damn it, Texas.
You mind your fucking tongue.
That ain't Texas of him now. That ain't Texas of him now. If it ain't Toby Keith or goddamn Brett McAlpin or fucking Alan Jackson on it, he can shut his goddamn mouth up.
That'll buy us some goddamn Walmart Wranglers now.
And by the way, prayers out to Toby Keith. I do feel bad about that guy. Like, I don't listen to Toby Keith's music, but that does suck about it. That does suck.
Yeah. I used to work at a Save-A-Lot, and I'd have to mop the floors, and that was fucking hard, dude, because that Save-A-Lot was fucking huge, and I was the only one mopping the floors, and it was one goddamn mop, and it took forever. But that Save-A-Lot played the same 5 fucking songs all goddamn day long, and one of the songs was I ain't as good as I once was, but I was good once as I ever was, and I learned to love that fucking song. It was like what do you call it? When you fall in love with like your keepers.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, it was like Stockholm. I learned to fucking love that song.
They're not called keepers. They're called kidnappers usually. But your keepers could work too. Hey, my keepers took me out when I was in school one day, and I've been with my keepers for a long time. That's a nice way. That's a nice way of saying that's what a kidnapper in court trying to defend themselves. Like, I don't consider myself a kidnapper. I consider myself a keeper of lore, a keeper of innocence. Like, I was just trying to protect them.
That's fair. Someone asked you how old you were. Like, how old are you? I'm like, well, I'm old enough to have made $6.50 working at a fucking Save-A-Lot while actually paying my own rent. That's how old I fucking am. They $6.50. I think they paid me at that piece of shit. Good thing I stole all the time from there. Gary, thank you. Says tip if you don't want splashback, put some toilet paper in there first to cushion the landing. In the toilet.
Oh
so
yeah.
Shit.
Well, no. Well, here's
then when
the thing.
you look down, like you have to fear that it's gonna like climb like Tetris and like.
Gary, the thing about because we appreciate that. Thank you so much for the tip. Just the tip. I was going to say though, you guys in Britain, I'm assuming, I don't know if you're in Britain or not, but it's because that's the pound symbol. They don't have as much water, because in America our bowls are like pretty full of water, and then apparently in the European nations their water is not as full, or some of them don't even have water. It's just like dry city. I'm serious.
That's true too.
So if there's nothing in it and you just put, that would work. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
I heard that I was watching somebody react to like what Americans do that confuse the rest of the world, and one of it is that our toilet bowls are filled with water, and it fucking blows their mind. They're like, "Huh? That's weird."
Yeah,
so you guys are nasty as fuck.
Yeah, when your power goes out, you can just take a toilet bath. Everybody's taking a toilet bath when you can't pay your electric bill, right?
I ain't done it.
No, not you, just me. Chad Power says, "Yo, Loomis, do you got a lighter I can borrow?"
You disgust me, Chad Powers. You know what would be powerful? You getting a job. Shut up.
Say my dick.
It wouldn't be that, no.
My dick. Hey, you ready to start the list?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the bathroom in about 10 minutes, though. I got to go. I really got to go.
You keep taking it first.
Well, I called it first.
I'm just giving it. It doesn't matter when I fucking call it, Jay.
I do that one time. You took it like 3 times in a row, and I didn't say one fucking word.
That is a lie.
I swear to God. I ain't lying. Go back to the VODs and look. I swear to God.
What?
Not like recently, but it did happen.
What list are we doing here? Oh yeah, tonight we are doing our top 15 anti-heroes of all time. All right, so let me get this out real quick, dude. By the way, and I know that we usually save our honorable mentions and shit to the end, but I think that I got to get this out before I start the list. Okay. This is going to be a fucking weird list. Like, I know it's going to be a weird list because what is an anti-hero? What is it to you? What is it to me? What is it to you guys? It's very hard.
Yeah.
And so am I. But the point I'm trying to make is that there are, to me, an anti-hero can't be too good. Like, I'm good with a straight up villain that actually doesn't have good qualities that you actually can't help but fucking root for. Now, I didn't add Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees to my list.
I didn't add those. They're actual villains.
Yeah, the best version of a Michael Myers movie is you're actually scared of him. So that's why I didn't. Yeah. But like, I do have a couple in my list that you could definitely classify as villains, but it's like the villains you can't help but root for. But to me, there's a lot of people that are anti-heroes, but to me, they're too good. Like, I understand too much where they're coming from, so I didn't include them on my list. And those are the following. I did not include John McClane. I'm fine if he's an anti-hero to you or to anybody else, but to me, he's not any sort of anti-anything. He's just a gruff dude who, whatever. So didn't include him. I didn't include Carrie because she's a victim, more than she is an anti-hero to me. I didn't include John Wick because he got out of the game because he felt bad for what he was doing. He only got back into the game because they killed his fucking dog. Was that a fart?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, control yourself. I didn't include Driver from Drive because, again, he was trying to do the right thing. I didn't include Rambo because he wasn't doing anything fucking wrong.
Damn, dude.
I'm just telling you who I didn't include.
I know, but I haven't. You're already ruining my list, bitch.
Hey, I don't know. You don't tell me your list. Don't give it away. I'm just telling you.
I actually don't have any of those on there. I have the same thing.
Well, good. I didn't include Mad Max. I didn't include McMurphy from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest because he was just a good dude. I didn't include Clyde from Law Abiding Citizen because I'd do the same fucking thing he did. He's not an anti-anything. He's a goddamn hero. You know what I mean? I didn't include Kevin Bacon from Death Sentence or Jericho from End of Days, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think those were all too straight up. Those are just good guys to me. The only reason I say this is because when I was researching, the internet kept telling me these guys were anti-heroes, and I disagree.
Well, I didn't put Michael Corleone. I didn't put Patrick Bateman. I didn't put Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. I didn't put Michael Corleone. They're villains. They're straight up bad guys. Patrick Bateman was one of them. I get why people root for them. They're literally villains. They're bad guys. I get, like, just the same way as, like, they're very fun. Like, if we were doing a top 15 of the best bad guys, they'd be on the list. But I also didn't put things like what my parameters are. I was picking people that I feel that they have to do the job, or they're pulled into a job they don't want to do. They're reluctant heroes. To me, that's what an anti-hero is. It's someone that has to step up to the fucking plate and do it, even though they don't want to do it. And they ultimately do an altruistic thing. So they can be good guys, but they still have to be. Their methods may be gray or shady, but that doesn't mean that they're still not heroes. That's literally the definition of a hero. They're anti-hero because they don't follow the law. Like if you look at Deadpool, he's a good guy, but he kills people. Blade, Punisher, if they're talking about superheroes, they kill people. So they're not good guys by the definition of a good guy, but they are still good guys, but they follow their own moral code. The ones I didn't include 100%, and I wanted to include them, but I was just like, I can't. Because not only were they on the money, but I feel like they already volunteered to do this. RoboCop, I wanted him to, because he is a cool ass. You could even put him as an anti-hero in some cases, but the fact that he was already a cop, Alex Murphy, and he was already doing the right thing. He didn't ask to become a RoboCop with a robo.
He was a non-villain whatsoever. Yeah, I agree.
But he was already. Yeah, and then I didn't put Mad Max. I didn't put Mel Gibson from Lethal Weapon because he was a cop. He was still doing the right thing. Jack Sparrow. He's a pirate. That's what he fucking is. He's a pirate. I guess you could, you could justify him, but he wouldn't have made my top 15. John McClane, I didn't put him on there, even though I thought about it. And then Han Solo and Indiana Jones. Han Solo was another anti-hero. That could also be, well, he was dragged in to do the right thing, and he was a good guy. But I don't know. Because I feel like they're just too on the money. You know what I mean? And the same thing with Indiana Jones. They're just too mega. I was trying to go for there's only one person on my list that's like, okay, well, that's obvious. But I was trying to give a wider scope of characters that most people wouldn't have thought about. I don't know. But by the way, I like everybody on my top 15. I like them all. So
yeah. Well, I'll say this. I agree completely with you on the John McClanes, on those guys and stuff like that. They're just heroes. They're not even anti-heroes. They're like rough heroes more than they are anti-heroes to me.
I like it rough.
I'll say I disagree with you just solely for the sake you'll understand what I'm doing my list. For me, a straight up villain and this is just for me. I get exactly what you're saying, because I thought the same thing when I was like, I don't know if I should put that.
It's just based on the parameters of what it's based on your own list of the parameters.
Yeah,
so
exactly. And in my head, I'm like, well, that person's too much of a villain. But to me, an anti-villain that you can't help but fucking like, even though they're a villain and they're doing bad shit, counts as an anti-villain. So that's where our list will defer. But that's perfect. That's a perfect amount of background.
Yeah. By the way, but I'll shut this out to anybody else. By the way, when you make, again, these are just our opinions. It's not matter of fact. It's not 100%. And fuck my ass. You guys are going to have your own parameters. So if you could literally look up the definition of what an anti-hero is, and you could go by that, or you can make your own parameter in your head based on what you read about the definition. So that's what we did. So anyway, if you guys don't like the list, that's okay. Just please be a little respectful. Don't shit on everybody else that agree or disagree. If you want to get disrespected, listen, if we asked you to spit in our face and slap us in the butt and whatever, fine, be disrespectful. But I'm just saying, these are just again, they're going to be very unconventional list. Very unconventional.
For sure, man. Sinner says, I'm calling right now Spawn as number one. Sinner, I have news for you.
That's superhero, bud.
He is. You gave the whole list. We're not including any superhero in this list because it's too the half the list would be fucking Gambit,
it really
Wolverine, Batman, Spawn.
That could be a list. That could be a whole top 15 on its own. I could literally come up with 15 anti-heroes from Marvel and DC like that. That'd be fun.
Hey, but holy shit. Speaking of working minimum wage jobs, I worked with this motherfucker, Mark Burke. He said, hey, fuck boys. I work with some bitch.
Hey, bud. I don't know who you are, but all right, fuck boy. Thank you.
He's a solid dude. Solid dude that Mark Burke is. Cause see, man, I've drank.
He was styling in his profile pic. He's like, you all like my china cabinet?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Right, so, my fucking pee-pee's hurting. So will you just go pee right now before we start the list? Cause I gotta pee.
Yeah, all right, I'll go. You go your 15. I'll be back.
Right, I'm gonna squeeze it. Still think it's bullshit that you call it first, but whatever. We'll just go with those rules. It's fine. It's no big goddamn deal. It's no big fucking deal. While Jay's gone, I will say my honorable mentions. Now, these ones were tight. These ones I wanted to make the fucking list so goddamn badly. I'm telling you, I really wanted these to make the list. This was a hard fucking list to make, you guys. And I implore you to make your own. Naked while listening to Gregorian chants on Spotify, because that's what I did in the bathroom of your local Walmart. My honorable mentions are going to be Mel Gibson's character in Payback. This dude was a fucking badass. But he's a hero because you understood where he's coming from. He just went to jail. His best friend fucking ratted him out. His girl's cheating on him with the guy he's supposed to do a score with. But he gets out of jail and he fucking steals that dude's credit card, orders a steak and some red wine. He's a piece of shit, but you get why he's a piece of shit. You're pissed off for him. Mel Gibson was a badass in Payback. Dude, this is the one. This next one that I'm going to tell you guys is the one that if any of these could have made the fucking list, yeah, Edward Santiago, Kegels are really important for your daily exercise routines. It'll keep you from getting loose and from coming too fast. But I'm telling you this, Nathan Basil in Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, was an awesome anti-hero. He's literally a fucking slasher. He's like paradise. That just, there it goes. That word means nothing to me now. Paradise loss. Whoop, I found it. Nathan Basil in Behind the Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon. God damn it, cunt shit balls. You know what I'm talking about. Rise of Leslie Vernon. So likable, so funny, so charismatic. He came on our show and did an interview with us and was none of those things. No, I'm kidding. He was a super nice guy. I think he was just weirded out by us. But that character was the perfect. I mean, he really was the perfect anti-hero for sure, because he's literally a slasher. He's murdering teenagers, but he's so fucking happy and gleeful about it. You have to love him. So that's an honorable mention. This next one hurt too. Herbert West from Reanimator. Guy's a piece of shit. Top to fucking bottom, asshole, piece of shit. But Jeffrey Combs was so fucking fun and interesting and chewed the scenery in that you couldn't help but just love his character, even though he was a giant piece of shit and probably one of the most socially awkward people in movie history. You loved him for that. But The House That Jack Built, this one, yeah, it was weird because he like killed kids and shit. So it's kind of weird to call him an anti-hero. But damn, he was really fucking entertaining. Matt Dillon as a serial killer was pretty fucking entertaining. Real fucking naughty. Al Pacino in Any Given Sunday as the coach. He was a piece of shit. I'm pretty sure he treated his family like shit. He treated a lot of people like shit. Degenerate, alcoholic, sort of a dick face. But damn, you couldn't help but root for him. It's a game of inches. Nick Nolte in Blue Chips. Coach of Blue Chips, the coach Nick Nolte in Blue Chips. I'm pretty sure no one's seen that fucking movie, but he's on my honorable mentions. He was a good dude. You rooted for him the entire time, but he fucking cheated. He went to found Shaq and he found Penny Hardaway and he paid those motherfuckers to play. So at the end of the day, he was a piece of shit, but he came all the way around and he went up in front of those people and he said, "Hey, I fucking cheated. I did." So he's a little less of an anti-hero, more of a hero. This one hurt to leave off my list. Quint from Jaws. Sort of a dick face. Sort of a dick face McGregorton. You live in this wonderful beach area. All these people are losing money because of this goddamn shark. And he comes out there. He's like, "Yeah, I'll do it. You pay me fucking this exorbitant amount of money. I'll do it." And then when they actually decide to help him, he's a dick to fucking everybody. And then he's harassing them on the boat and shit like that. But he ends up being a pretty fucking cool dude who just wants to get drunk and sing some fucking songs. And then you find out he's been through a bunch of shit. He's a really good anti-hero. Michael Douglas in Falling Down was really hard to leave off of this list. Michael Douglas in Falling Down, great anti-hero for just not necessarily when you go back and watch the movie now, you're like, oh, that was actually kind of fucking racist and shitty. But like watching the movie then, it was like, we've all been in traffic, sweating fucking balls off, late for work, dealing with Bob at work and having a shitty day, or gone to fucking McDonald's and got a smushed together burger that was made like shit. Some of the points that he makes in the movie are really entertaining. And he's trying to be a nice guy about it, but he's holding a fucking Uzi. So he's like, "No, calm down. I just want to know why the fucking burger doesn't look like that." You get where he's coming from on some shit. So he's an interesting anti-hero for sure. And then finally, Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Network is my last honorable mention. Almost made the list. He's not likable. Kind of want to fucking squeeze his face in like a hateful way. But while the movie's going on and that awesome Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross story's playing out, and you got the David Fincher direction going on top of it, you can't help but be kind of into it and like hope it's like want to see what happens with this thing. And then the Winklevosses, those fucking cunts, try to fuck him over. So you're kind of rooting for him there in a sense, but he is totally a piece of shit asshole when his fuck you hoodie and his hoodie and his fuck you flip flops. You know, so I see him as an anti-hero for sure. And someone I saw mentioned Kevin Bacon Death Sentence. Yeah, that falls for me. That's one of the ones that falls under. He's too good of a guy. It's not an anti-hero because if someone kills one of my kids, I'm going to go on a murder fucking spree too. So there's no anti to that for me. By the way, before I go take my PP that, oh God, I need. I just went through my honorable mentions. If you want to do that to speed it up as well.
Oh, I already did it, but I'll do it again.
Oh no! If you already did, never mind. I thought I had two different lists. I had two good and then honorable mentions. I'll speed run for you just in case they're on your list. Quint from Jaws, Michael Douglas falling down, Mark Zuckerberg for Social Network, Nick Nolte from Blue Chips, because he did cheat. That does make him kind of a piece of shit. Al Pacino,
they played their hearts out. It wasn't good enough for me. It wasn't good enough for you.
Basically, he was fucking Bob Knight.
Blue Chips is one of the best fucking movies ever.
It is. Matt Dillon in The House That Jack Built, Reanimator, Herbert awesome West, Nathan Basil, Leslie Vernon's Behind the Mask, and finally Mel Gibson in Payback. Those were my ones that almost made me list. All right, I'm going to go definitely pee in a toilet.
All right.
Toasted.
Call him Mr. Raider. Call him Mr. Calling me insane. I know what I want, and I want it now. I want some beer. Because I am thirsty. Okay, well, I guess I'll go. Like, I didn't really have an honorable mentions list necessarily, but I did, and I pretty much explained why I didn't put them on my list. So I had RoboCop, and I explained why. I had Han Solo's, and Han Solo is, the best. And by the way, Han shot first. Okay, I don't give a fuck what they did. Greedo did not shoot first, and Han, the way Han shot first. Okay, Han would not have let Greedo shoot first and be like, oh, I didn't, no way. Mad Max, I put, I can't because it's just, I wanted to, but I just couldn't. And then Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson, because he's already a cop. Yeah, he does kind of operate outside the law, but Jack Sparrow, John McClane. So I already mentioned those guys. Michael Parton, thank you so much. Says Kingdom Come could be the first phase of DC, according to Gunn, and Black Adam may show up in Man of Steel 2 if a sequel to Black Adam doesn't happen. I'll be fine with that. Kingdom Come is a great graphic novel, guys. If you guys haven't seen it, I can't remember the artist's name. Alex Ross, I think it's Alex Ross. I could be wrong. It's been a while, but Kingdom Come is fucking awesome, dude. It's set far in the future. Superman, there's so much to cover. It's a great comic books. It's a great series. If they bring Kingdom Come as a starting point, I'm down with that. That's fine. Music Man says Han always shoots first. I mean, abso-fucking-lutely. I mean, I just think that was dumb anyway. I hate it when George Lucas did that. It was the Star Wars re-release special edition. I think it was special edition. They added that scene in. I'm like, why the fuck did you do that when they re-released it? You guys remember what I'm talking about? It was the early 2000s, late 90s. Why did you do that for? There's no fucking way that Greedo shot first. There's just no way. And I think I mentioned that another Harrison Ford movie is Indiana Jones. He is definitely an anti-hero, I guess. But again, it all comes back to your parameters and how you're gonna approach it. Like in my case, I put people on my list that I feel were caught up in a circumstance that they didn't want to be in, and they had to step up. If they didn't, then chaos would reign. So they had no choice but to be that. But they were like more a reluctant hero, is what I'm saying. Eduardo Santiago says more like Kingdom Come, right? Right. Yes, exactly. That was a great porn series. I did like that one as well. Colton Candler says, Jay, what's the next Spider-Man villain you would want to see? I'd like to see Kraven. Kraven would be awesome. I think that they're going to do that, though, right? I think that I've heard, hey, Action, I think that they heard, or I've heard that Kraven was the next villain that they were thinking of. Kraven would be great. I think Kraven would be amazing. Yeah, and I would love if they did a Kingpin with Vincent D'Onofrio, or I can't remember that bring different. I don't know. Yeah, I can't say his last name. He'd be like having him face off against Spider-Man would be cool, and then Morbin time. Let's have some Morbius in that shit. Blu-ray Addict says I look at Indiana Jones as a hero. Yeah, I do too. Blu-ray Addict says, Jay, you watch any good shows lately? I think the Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. I've not watched the latest episode, but that's a really good show. It's really engaging, and I like Stallone a lot as the bad guy in that. Or maybe he could be the anti-hero. He's technically a villain, but 100%. I think it's a great show. I think it's put together really well. Hey, Bernie. Stacy James, I like how you've done it. D Nafrio. Like that's like when you go to like Webster's.com and it's like I'll spell it out or Wikipedia. Yes, exactly. Clinton says you caught up on Yellowstone. No, I have not. I should, but I haven't. Ocean Met the Sky. That theme sounds awesome as fuck, too. Jay, do you think you'll be interested in seeing the Blue Beetle movie by DC? Miguel from Cobra Kai will be starring. Yeah, I mean, I think that, I definitely think they're going to do a good job with Miguel and the Blue Beetle, but I just feel like there were so many other characters that they could have chosen from to move forward with. Blue Beetle is a good character. I think I like him. But I feel like DC is like they're like a coma victim that woke up and they don't know where the fuck they are and they're just adjusting to the fact that they've been asleep for 15 years. They're like, what the hell's an iPhone? Or it'd be like 25 years. And like, what the hell's an iPhone? What the hell's going on? Where's Blockbuster? So like, I feel like DC, if they want to get up ahead of Marvel, the shittiest thing they did was fire Snyder, I think, in my opinion anyway, because I mean, the Snyderverse would have been awesome, would have been different. It would have been, they already had a great idea for where they were going to take the DCEU, but they're just trying, they're doing their bestest. And I know that's not a word, but they're doing their best to copy what Marvel was doing. And it's just not going to work. Please don't do that. Stacy says, you seen that Boys spinoff trailer? It looks just as wild. I haven't seen that. No. Chad Power says Tulsa King. Isn't that what it's called? Tulsa King? Am I wrong? Is that not what it's called? I think I could be wrong. I don't know. It's the one with it's the one with Sylvester Stallone. It's the newest one that's out. Thrasher92 says the Batman was a really good DC movie. I agree. I like the Batman a lot. Corey Myers says I need to make a Static Shock movie. Static Shock is cool. I do like that. I do like that character as well. The Boys spinoff is called Gen V. I've got to check that out. I don't even know what the fuck that is, but that sounds hot as fuck. I want to see what that's all about, y'all. Colton says, Jay, have you watched Titans on HBO Max? I've watched a couple episodes. It's not too bad. No, I've not watched it. I never I know who the Teen Titans are. Like, I mean, I Starfire, Robin, well, I can't remember that kid that transforms into any animal boy. I know I'm fucking that up, but I never watched it. And I know it's not going to be CW, but it always feels like it would be CW-ish. So I'm not really interested. Bernie says, Jay, you the man. Bernie, you the man. And that's facts. D Mitch says, would you all consider Dwight from The Office an answer? Yeah, I guess he could be. I guess Beast Boy. Michael, thank you. Beast Boy. You got to get it right. If you don't know, if you're not on with the DC and the Marvel names, they will fucking rape you at the altar. All right, trust me on that. I said Black Manta or something when we were talking about Aquaman, and goddamn was I roasted like I was a sixth grader in a new school in the goddamn jungle gym. They fucking Black Manta. This asshole doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, dude. I posted the other day something about Pennywise on Twitter, and I said Alexander Skarsgård. It's Bill Skarsgård, and
oh yeah,
like 76 people. It's Bill. I'm like the first 7 I got. Like if you're gonna fucking correct somebody, read the comments. I like the first comment. I was like, oh shit, you're right. It was Bill. My bad. Like, it's Bill. It's Bill. It's Bill. And some girl was like, oh my god, you should do some fact checking before you do your work. If this is a business, I was like, it was a tweet, bitch, not a fucking NBC Nightline news story.
Yeah, get off Bill's dick. He's never gonna know who you is. Like it's not like, oh yeah, oh I'm sorry, I fucked up Bill Skarsgård's name. Like the guy needs more exposure. Oh my god, I can't believe you assholes.
Yeah,
like he's more popular than his brother Alex Skarsgård, even though I think Alex Skarsgård is a better looking guy. That's my opinion.
That's fine. But yeah, it's just people are so fucking crazy with that correction shit. All right, are you ready for your number 15?
Yes. Okay, so this is gonna I made a very unconventional list. I like it though. Okay, let's load the shotgun up and see what happens when we try to go quail hunting. What the fuck is a quail? Let's just see what happens. Not a shotgun. You wouldn't shoot quail with a shotgun. I don't know. All right, so my number 15 is going to be Rudy from the Monster Squad. I'm in the goddamn club, aren't I? I love fucking Rudy, dude. Rudy from the Monster Squad. He's the sixth grader or the seventh grader. He wears a leather jacket. He smokes. He rides a bicycle. He helped out Fat Kid or Horace from getting beat up. And he doesn't really want to join the club, right? But he joins the club to hang out because he's like, you know what? I like these kids. I like their vibe. but I don't really want to be a hero. But he is the hero at the very end when they had, when Dracula's wives are walking down the club. He's like, Rudy, where you going? He's like, and then he's like pulling out the stakes. He's like, I'm in the goddamn club, aren't I? And then he stabs that, and he's like, dude, like Rudy's badass, dude. I've always liked Rudy. Rudy's like that cool kid that wasn't too cool for school. Like he would hang out with the nerds, and I liked it.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. I like Rudy. I like Rudy a lot. And again, I stayed away. Like our lists are different, and I feel like everybody's lists will be different. And here's why: it's because I think an anti-hero is different to everybody.
Yeah,
to me, an anti-hero has to.
Yeah,
for me, it has to be someone who's actually sort of does bad stuff, like not somebody that's, whatever. But like,
Rudy did take pictures of that girl and then blackmailed her.
Yeah, sure. You know who could be a good anti? He's not on the list, but
guess what? Fox Photos got a 2-for-1 deal, and when you know it, there's a space between the wrestling team and the football squad for your pictures.
Two additional honorable mentions: Adam Sandler from Big Daddy, just for fun, and I fucking forgot the other one. Anyway, my number 15 is going to be I forgot what was it. My number 15 is going to be. This one's a little out of left field, a little strange, but it's going to be Jerry from it's Ryan Reynolds from The Voices, the movie The Voices. Did you ever see that?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's a fucking good movie, dude. So he's a super fucking nice guy. Like Ryan Reynolds plays this super extremely over the top. He loves everybody. He's like the sweetest guy ever, but he's a fucking serial killer. And his dog and his cat talk to him, and his dog's like nice. He's like, "You're a good boy, Jerry."
Is it Jim Carrey?
It feels like a Jim Carrey movie, but the cat is like Irish. Is like he's trying to tell him to kill, and he kills Jim Arden, and he kills a bunch of people in the movie. But he's like a super loving, happy, nice dude. But he can't help it. He has a bloodthirst, and he wants to fucking murder people and keep their heads in his fridge. So this is Jerry.
That's a wholesome Christian right there.
Yeah, it's a good movie, man. Underrated fucking movie. You guys haven't seen it, you should watch it.
They should get. I wonder if they ever got or even considered doing the Eminem voices. I hear them, and when they talk, I follow.
I follow. Yeah, that's a great.
All right, so my number 14 is going to be quick and to the point.
Scottish,
no faking.
sorry, Thomas. It's Scottish, not Irish. My bad.
Yeah, it's going to be Rambo. And I'm not putting Rambo as like all of Rambo. I mean Rambo from the first movie, First Blood.
Yeah.
And the reason why I do that is, yes, Rambo he's an elite killer, been trained to make a bomb out of a stick and put it in your butt when you were sleeping and you didn't even know about it. Like, yes, but in this movie, he's just a dude trying to get a fucking sandwich at goddamn IHOP, and that fat sheriff who happens to be Tommy Boy's dad, rest in peace, is stopping him from doing that. So he's forced to do what he got to do just to get a sandwich. Like, he just wanted a goddamn sandwich. And he goes, I just want to get something to eat. And then but he was like, why you push? I think that Rambo to me is like anti-hero as fuck, especially in the first one. Like, you could call him a domestic terrorist too. Like, he could just be. Depends on the point of view. The point of view really matters, because if you look at like something like Karate Kid, right? The point of view, Cobra Kai was evil and Johnny Lawrence was a bad guy.
Damn, Johnny Lawrence is a good anti-hero, actually. If you think about
he was great, but I didn't put him in because he was because in the movies he's an asshole. In the show, if we were doing TV shows, he'd be awesome. But yeah, it's Rambo, just the first one, because in the second, like he re-volunteers and then he wants to go out and do all this shit. So it's just the first one.
Yeah, no, and I'm with you on that one for sure. Like, again, he was on my too good to be an anti-hero, but just for me, just because I'm totally like, to me, he was 100% in the right when you watch what they did to him and how they treated him. But yeah, he is out in the woods killing fucking cops. He
killed one cop when he threw a fucking rocket at his helicopter. He's like, huh?
That is true. He did do that. Bernie said, Mike, what the fuck? I don't see how Jerry's an anti-hero. Well, he's an anti-hero because he's likable. You in the movie, depending on who you are, you root for him, but he's also murdering fucking women. So I mean, I think that's like I said, my anti-heroes are way fucking darker in my mind.
Yeah, it's all about the definition of what you define as anti-hero.
Exactly. So my number 14, with that being said, is going to be oh man, I almost forgot this one, but I fucking love this one. Kevin Costner in The Perfect World, or A Perfect World, or is it? No, it's A Perfect World. Costner.
Dude, he's great. No, that's a good one.
Yeah,
he wasn't even a bad guy.
Well, he was, because like he was a criminal,
he was a prisoner, but yeah.
Right. He killed people and shit. There was a reason he was in jail. He was an asshole to the kids at times, and he was really fucking creepy. Like, remember when the kid was changing and he was like looking at his dick and he was like, that's a decent looking pecker. I don't know why, or whatever it was
That's
that
weird.
he said. Like,
Yeah.
there was weird shit that he was doing in there. And he did kill some people and he did do some really bad shit, but you couldn't help but fucking root for him because in his own way, he was still good to this kid. And he was the kind of father figure this kid never actually had.
I like
he did
that
some
one.
really good things in that trip. You guys haven't seen A Perfect World? Clint Eastwood and Kevin
So
Costner.
good.
Holy shit!
I think it was directed by Ron Howard.
That's a fucking.
It's a fucking awesome movie.
I'm gonna look it up. That's a fucking banger though, man. Yeah, for sure.
I like when I always felt weird that the little kid like was always in his underwear. I was like, get that kid some fucking pants. God damn.
Yeah, he.
I hate him for like half the movie. He's like wearing fucking underwear with socks. I'm like, get him some pants, Kevin.
No, it was directed by the way by Clint Eastwood. He directed it.
Oh, Clint Eastwood. Okay, yeah, well, that makes sense. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, this is good shit, man. Good shit. Okay, so my number 13. Just moving on. We're just gonna keep on going. It's gonna be Randall Raines, Nicolas Cage from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, that's a fucking good one. Yeah,
I love Randall Raines, boy. Randall Raines, give me that fucking car. You know what? And Randall Raines was out, by the way. He didn't want to come back and keep doing what he was doing, but his stupid fucking brother was an asshole and didn't respect him. No respects put on the name, and he had to be sucked back in to do it one more time, and they had to steal. What was that car? What was the name? The main car that he wanted to get. That scared the. No, his number one car. What the fuck was his name, Chad? You guys know. It was like the GT 500.
I remember the car exactly. I just can't remember what he called it.
I don't know, but that dude, Randall Raines, man, he's like to me one of the biggest definitions of an anti-hero. Like he was doing the right thing for his brother, but yeah, he was stealing cars and shit and being, he was a thief, but he was only doing it. Eleanor.
Thank you, Don and Eggshin.
There you go. But yeah, dude, Randall Raines, dude, fucking awesome.
All right, let's go.
Give me that lowrider, bitch.
If we were on a Patreon stream, I'd play Load Rider night. Right now, I kind of want to figure
out good stuff right there.
That's a damn good one. A lot of thief movies you could do here too. I
thought about Mark Wahlberg in Italian Job, but I didn't.
Yeah, or even like George Clooney and like Ocean's 11, those guys and shit like that. George Clooney might make his way on this list at some point. You never know.
I know what you. Oh shit, that's a good one. I'm gonna change something.
I forgot about him. I'd be shocked if you don't have that on your list.
I don't.
My number 13 is gonna be this one's a little tricky. HT2 Rocco. It's gonna be Hannibal Lecter and is it Lecter?
O-R, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Lecter.
O-R. Yeah, lecting my nuts. Licking my nuts. Hannibal licking my nuts.
Silence of Lambs, so it'll fit.
Yeah. Well, he does help him. He does help him solve the case. So
yeah, if this was a scary movie, his name would be Heather Licked My Nuts. But yeah, dude, so it's crazy because now this one barely fit into my list because it kind of goes against my rules for anti-heroes a little bit, but for me it fits because he's so cool and weird and fucking freaky and just like I wouldn't say cool, but like he's so fixating. Like every time he's on screen, you can't help but watch him. You want to see what he's going to do. You want him to be on screen more. You want more of that character. But ultimately, he does end up helping solve the Buffalo Bill case, right?
Yeah.
So like he's helping them. So technically, he's sort of
he had nothing better to do except sit in the fucking cage.
Right. even though he's doing it for his own benefit, he is providing a service. So it's just such a classic one. I couldn't help not put him in, but I am torn about this one. Like Natalie and Bruglia.
Well, if he didn't have sequels where he's clearly the bad guy, I'd agree with you.
Motherfucker eats people. He's clearly a bad dude.
He bit someone's nose off and liked it.
Hey, so fucking Tyson, all right?
He bit an ear off. Okay, ears easier.
Speaking of which, rest in peace, Mills Lane.
Mills Lane's awesome. One of the best. One of the best. Not only a great judge, but a great goddamn referee as well.
Awesome dude, Mills Lane was.
So my number 12 is going to be Derek Vineyard from American History X, Edward Norton.
Dude, it's so weird.
That movie is difficult as fuck to watch. I mean, for real. But Derek has one of the best character arcs in the movie. Like he does. He goes to jail for being a complete cunt bag of the world, and then after getting his ass rammed and his chocolate served, he changes, right? And then he makes friends with the black dude, and then there's a whole great character arc that develops, and the teacher and his relationship is so awesome. And then he tries to save his brother. And one of my favorite parts was when Edward Norton goes back to the white supremacist group that he's a part of, and he's talking to Cameron, and he's like, "If you come near him again, I swear to God, Cameron, I'll cut your fucking heart out and feed it to you." I'm like, "God damn, you should have a fucking record of death row."
I like say that to my neighbor Cameron, just for fun.
Yeah, Derek is a badass dude. Derek's a fucking anti-hero. He didn't want it. He even told the cops at the end of that movie he didn't want to keep doing it. But they're like, "Derek, we need your help." So he's like my definition again of a reluctant hero that doesn't want to be a hero. He's not exactly what you would consider a hero morally at all, but he is a hero because of what he went through and how he changed.
So I need to rewatch that. So when I was doing research for this, I saw that in a lot of lists, his name in a lot of lists, and I thought I didn't remember anything about the movie, so I just thought that seems fucking crazy because he's like a fucking Nazi, right? Like, but so he does have a character arc. I only watched it once.
No, he changes. Yeah.
That movie makes me fucking sick to my stomach. I can't watch it. Like I know people love it.
I think
Higher Learning's a great movie too.
Well, yeah, Edward Norton actually said that was the one movie that he's had a hard time shaking because of what it put him through, what he had to get into character for and shit.
I guess I need to rewatch. I'm gonna rewatch that. I'm gonna give that another chance. I've never been able to get through it a second time, but I'm gonna give it a chance.
It's a great fucking movie
for sure. But all right, so my number 12 is gonna be again, this guy's not technically a hero at all, but from who he is, except for to his friends. But it's going to be Jordan Belfort from Wolf of Wall Street. As far as
but he is, he goes, "You show me a check for $75,000, I'll quit my job right now." Or I don't have 75.
I work for you.
Yeah, I work for you.
He was like, "You see that girl with her dick in her mouth? That's my wife." No, dude, he's Wolf of Wall Street. Fuck if I'm smoking. Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, dude, like he's a piece of shit. If he was a real person, which he is a real person.
He is a real person.
But like if I ran into Leonardo DiCaprio as that character in real life, I'd fucking hate his goddamn guts. Like I would hate everything about him. But the way that Martin Scorsese shot him, dude, when he's walking out, he was like, "I do more drugs than Manhattan in a single day." He like throws the orange juice to the lawn. He's doing fucking Adderall and all this shit like that. He's such a piece of shit. And he's a deplorable asshole, and you would hate his guts in real life, but goddamn, is he not entertaining to watch on fucking screen, man?
Well, D. Mitch is right. That Lamborghini scene, classic of all time. Get off the phone! Yeah, dude.
You couldn't help but when he's like shitting on the cops or whatever, and he's like throwing money at him and shit like that. He's being a cunt, but at the same time, you almost like respect it because you're like, this guy's like, fuck everybody, fuck you. I'm gonna fucking leave.
You know, it's weird. Like it's almost
awesome.
like. Yeah, well, if the anti-hero is anti-establishment, then he's up. Like you see, like again, it goes back to how you look at an anti-hero. Yeah, like anti-establishment versus like you know, there's parameters for like anyway. But yeah, that's I would put him on if I was going with that type of definition. But that's a good one. I like that one.
And again, him like just so you guys know, him like so many people on this list, I don't think of as actual heroes. My point is that. I watch them, and the movie's so good it makes me root for them, even though I know they're pieces of shit.
You want to get the same skin routine as Patrick Bateman. You want to do exactly what Patrick Bateman does in the morning.
I do.
Listen, that's dedication. Now. Patrick Bateman, what he does with appeal, holy shit! Like that guy is precise. Okay,
but never with alcohol because alcohol dries out the skin.
I got to return some videotapes. So my number 11 is going to be the actor's name is Dwayne Jones. It's Ben from the original Night of the Living Dead. The original Night of the Living Dead, Ben. We're talking about the first black dude to be in that kind of role. He was the main character in that movie.
He was awesome.
But that dude was also a guy that was like sucked in a situation that, the goddamn dead are coming back to life. And we're not talking about your grandparents fucking. We're talking about the actual zombies bringing themselves from the grave, and he's caught with this crazy bitch that's just like screaming, and dude, such a fucking giga chad moment when he slaps that bitch. He says, "Shut the fuck up. You're gonna keep bringing them here." Dude, Ben is great. Ben is awesome. Ben is like, and the confrontation with the guy that was in the basement, and again, I was, I'd like Tony Todd when the remake happened with Savini. I thought that was Tony Todd did an incredible job with that character, but there was something about the original character. The fact that he wasn't infected when he comes out of the basement and he's shot at the end of the movie. And it's so sad because it's like he made it all the way through the night and then he gets killed at the end. But Ben is like, he had to fucking step up. He had to take control. Otherwise, everybody would have died. And he was like a business dude. Just a business dude.
Not disagree with your list at all, but what is it that you think makes him not just a pure hero though? Like what do you think is
because he was forced in a position that made him take control of the situation.
Oh, okay. So you're saying like how he was addicted.
Yeah, like he didn't want to be the leader. He didn't want to have to be like, I got the plan. Let's fucking board up these windows, you dumbasses, because these zombies are trying to get in your house like it's a Black Friday sale.
I got you.
And they're like, oh, I didn't know that. Like, yeah, like it's Ben, dude. Ben's fucking awesome, dude.
We gotta take control.
All I want to say is that they don't really care about us.
Okay, I get you. Ow, you scraped me. Why did you do this to me? Why did you do this to me, Dimitri? Get out of here. Go.
Yeah, Tomo Ogata's this Ben is so sick of their shit. I know he's the only one that's not acting like they're on fucking 3 lines of cocaine and meth. Like he's the only one like, hey, you motherfuckers know zombies are coming. You guys are acting like crying and whiny.
That's one of my favorite characters in horror, man. I love that. For sure. My number 11 is going to be, God, this is going to seem low on the list, but it's going to be Snake Plissken.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, Escape from NY, LA. Again, I have a weird, I just have a fucking, in my own mind, the way I feel about movies, I have a very strange gauge of what an anti-hero is. So he should be higher on the list for sure. He's a fucking badass, man, but he's so good-hearted. Like he's almost just too much of a hero. I guess that's why he's not less, but such a dick to everybody. Fuck you, fuck the establishment. I don't give a shit. I will let people die if it's what suits me. But it's also in a way of being like, I'm doing this because I'm not going to let you use being a good guy to stop me from doing what's fucking necessary. You know what I mean? And also the system is treating me like shit. The system has fucked me over. So fuck you. Fuck the system. Fuck everybody. Snake Plissken's one of the coolest. Dude, if you had a list that was the coolest fucking movie characters of all time, he'd be top 5.
One of the best. Yeah. I struggled with, well, I'm not going to say where I put Snake, but dude, Snake is definitely in my fucking list. And I love that motherfucker, dude. Like, I feel like that's like, and Kurt Russell has done so many incredible roles. I feel like that's like my favorite role he's ever done. You Snake Plissken, like 100%. I did because he's like disappear. I don't know. And he was like, dude, he's such an archetype for like fucking badass. Like I don't know. He's like, you guys think you're gonna stick me like that shit in New York? I got one question. What's that? Which one of you assholes died trying to stick me? Like, dude, he's fucking awesome. But yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, he's an anti-hero for sure. Like one of the best.
There's several Kurt Russell roles that would be
I know there's a lot of them. You know one I didn't put on my list, and I'll go ahead and tell you that is Tango and Cash, but I want it to.
He could have been.
I want it to.
Could have been for sure.
And even Dark Blue.
Now that's a definite anti-hero because he was kind of a supreme.
But he only comes back around at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so my number 10 is going to be 10. It's gonna be a fucking. We're gonna give it up for some Ving Rhames, Kenneth from Dawn of the Dead. Fuck y'all.
Fuck y'all.
Fuck y'all. Better them than me, dude. I love fucking Ving Rhames, dude. Ving Rhames as a cop that comes upon a scene. I know these are back-to-back zombie movies, dude. Ving Rhames to me is like the badass anti-hero that we need. We need that dude. That dude shows up with a goddamn shotgun with a fucking deep commanding voice. He's like, at this point, I'm retired, y'all. I'm trying to get to my brother. And then they're like, please, you got to help us. You're a cop. He's like, fuck y'all.
Fuck y'all.
And they like cocks that goddamn shotgun and he walks at the mall. And then he comes back later. Dude, it's Ving Rhames, dude. All fucking day long. Ving Rhames.
Yeah, that's a great one, man. That really is great. You know what I love about that movie is like that fucking 28 Days looking motherfucker, the white dude that is wearing like the button-up shirt. He comes in, he immediately decides he's the leader, and he's like, "Well, you guys are gonna go to this back door. You guys are." He's like, and you're gonna do this, and Ving Rhames like, shh, I ain't gonna fucking shit.
I love dude, and Ving Rhames. They did him so dirty in Day of the Dead. That Day of the Dead remake was dirty in of itself. That shit should have been flushed on the fucking awful movie. Flush that shit down the toilet. But Ving Rhames. You know what? I almost didn't put Ving Rhames from Dawn of the Dead on there. I almost put Ving Rhames from Pulp Fiction. on there, but instead because you could either.
Pulp
But
Fiction's
Ving
weird
Rhames
you
is
could
so
put like 5 characters from that movie in there. That's why I didn't choose any.
Like literally, when Ving Rhames, when you see Ving Rhames in a movie, he should have his own soundtrack.
Yeah,
like when he comes on screen, it should be like Bad Company, and I can't deny, like a badass thing.
That's a really fucking good one, man. I like that one a lot. My number 10 is gonna be I struggle with this one just a bit, but it's gonna be Tyler Durden.
Oh, from
Fight Club.
Yeah,
Fight Club. It's weird because I struggle to find the actual good guy in him. And again, my list is a lot. I feel like it's a lot darker. It's some people who lean more towards villain. Same thing with Tyler Durden. Like if you watch that movie as an adult now, I when I watch it now, I have a completely different feeling than when I watched it when I was younger. When I was younger and I was angrier, I was like, yeah, fuck all these fucking people. But when you realize that he's way more of a bad guy as you get older. But dude, the speeches he had, man, in that movie, he was like, the speech that he has down there in Fight Club where he's like, I've been noticing all new faces. And everyone's like, ha ha ha. He's like, shut up. He's like, that means you're breaking number 1 and the number 2 rule of Fight Club. But when he's like, we have no great war. We have no great depression. He was like, our great war is a philosophical one or whatever he said. He's like, our great depression is our lives. He was like, we work fucking white collar jobs as slaves to buy shit we don't need. Just he had so many fucking cool.
So you're saying he was Kanye West?
God no.
Hey, my brother got off the rails, y'all. By the way, I'm just gonna say, holy shit, he needs some fucking help, bad dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's a straight.
You're gonna hang out with Nick Fuentes and fucking go on Alex Jones, and you're gonna embarrass Alex Jones. Your ass is fucking cooked.
But Tyler Durden to me, and then also it's technically Edward Norton's character as well, because they're both the same person, as you end up finding out. But yeah, man, it's one of those characters. He's out doing bad shit. He's doing awful shit to himself and to the people around him. But he has some of the shit he says makes so much fucking sense that he's so easy to follow. He's a total Jim Joneser, man. He'd have you drinking the fucking Kool-Aid.
Well,
he makes some fucking sense. You know,
even the parameters that I'm setting for myself that I'm making this list for, I could actually see him being the hero for Edward Norton. And again, I'm only basing this. You guys that have seen the movie know what I'm talking about. I don't want to give it away just in case you've never seen it. But the fact that he helps Edward Norton in a way that he gives him something that he's never had before. Yeah, I'll give you your nutsack back, child. Take it.
And he turns out to be him.
So in a way, it's kind of like, in a way, he is a hero. But
yeah, for sure. I love that one. That could have been number 1 or not made my list at all. It was all over the place.
My number 9. Let's go ahead and give a big round of applause and get the butts up in the air for some Donald Pleasance, Dr. Loomis from Halloween. All right, he's gonna come up in here and he gonna say, "What? Michael escaped? I told you, you dumb bitch! Right? You have a police boss. I didn't trust you." This is a guy that he was like, "I'm trying to keep this motherfucker locked up. Nobody listened to me. Now I feel responsible, and I will slap a bitch. I will slap a little kid in the face if they don't tell me where Michael is." And he almost does, basically, with Jamie in the 5th one. He's like, "I slapped the shit out you. Where's Michael? Cooking woman, shut up. Give me real directions." I think that Donald Pleasance's Dr. Loomis is an anti-hero 100%. Like, he operates inside of a gray zone, right? He's not a cop. He's not a cop. He's a therapist that's obsessed with the patient that escaped him. But he feels responsible because he's also been the one that's been constantly telling people it's a thing. It's not a human being. We got to kill it. They don't listen. So he feels like, I got to go out and do what I got to do because no one understands that this is not a human being. And I got to go to any extreme, any length. I got to go crazy just to kill this motherfucker.
Especially H4 and H5 Loomis. Especially. Mostly. But
I feel like Loomis is one of those. Like, I think that Loomis is literally a better anti-hero. Well, he is the anti-hero of the series, right? Because Jamie Lee Curtis is the hero of the series. She's the pure virgin kind of whatever, and then Loomis is like the fucking Snake Plissken of goddamn Halloween. He has to come in and bust some ass.
It's a good one. It's a really good one. And in the Halloween Ends novelization, they actually say there's some tapes that they find from Loomis where he's like, he's like, I have to get away from Michael because I can feel his darkness taking me over. Like, and she says,
and then Phil Collins comes on. I can feel it.
Yeah. But Jamie Lee Curtis even says, she's like, we would meet in a Kmart parking lot, and the parents would like grip their kids and pull them closer. It's almost like they could sense the darkness on Loomis because Michael was just leaking on him.
But that's what, again, I think it goes back to the fact that, and we've always talked about this and discussed this multiple times on this channel, that Dr. Loomis is 100% the Van Helsing to Michael's Dracula. 100%. So you're gonna have to go to the dark side, or at least put your dick tip onto it to fucking catch him. Like, that's the only way. And so Dr. Loomis does operate inside the gray zone of morality.
I love that pick. And again,
he uses Jamie as fucking bait.
He does. He doesn't
in the fifth one, he's like,
"You want to
get
it,
bitch?
Yeah.
You want
the girl, don't you, Michael? Come on, Michael.
Because is she not your child, Michael? Come get your knees. Come here.
Yeah. He
Come
does
here.
some shady shit, man.
Yeah.
And then when he finds out that she's a killer, he's like, "Oh no!"
And he tries to fucking kill her right away.
Yeah,
I ain't doing this again. Fucking shit up.
I'd have killed you 2 months ago if I knew this was going to happen. That's a good one, man. That's a really good one. My number 9 is going to be. I feel like probably a lot of people won't know this one. Not that it's like that small movie, but it's going to be Clarence Worley from True Romance. This is you still haven't watched this, have you?
I haven't watched it. No, I know. I know it's a crime against humanity, and I feel like I'm gonna get like clogged in the nuts. I've never seen it.
This a lot of my list is they veer more towards bad guys than they do good guys, you know, like I've said. But like Clarence Worley is more of a good guy, but he's a dude who he fucking works at this comic book shop, and he lives in the comic book shop. He has no friends. He's an antisocial outsider, but he's obsessed with Elvis. He spends all of his time watching old kung fu movies, and he ends up with this girl, and he becomes obsessed with her, but immediately you could tell he's like off. Like, he's not a normal good guy. He's like, I swear to fucking God, if you're lying to me, I'll fucking die. You know, like he's kind of crazy in his own way. And then when he finds out she was a hooker, he decides he can't live with it. So he goes and he kills.
Is this the real life story of Scott Stapp?
Yeah. It is. It's yeah, it is. He goes and he kills her pimp. So he's kind of a deplorable, sort of a piece of shit on the side, but like at his core, he's a really good dude, and he wants to do what's right. So that's why that's true.
Is that the Mafia movie?
It's in my Mafia for sure. Like there's like
that's not the one with Johnny Depp though, is it?
No. Johnny Depp's not in this one. James Gandolfini's in this as like as the muscle.
I'm thinking of another one. Then I'm thinking of another one you all told me to watch. It's like it's a mafia movie with Johnny Depp.
Donnie Brasco.
No, I've seen Don. I've seen that one. I swear. Maybe
Black Mass.
No,
was in Black Mass.
I think it's True Romance. I'm just getting it confused.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but in this one, there's crazy. He's like, do I look like a blonde with big tits taste like vanilla ice cream? He's like, what? He's like, do I look like a blonde with big tits taste like vanilla ice cream? He's like, no. He's like, why are you trying to fuck me? There's some great lines.
You know that guy's serious awesome when he has to repeat himself, and he said exactly what thing he'll say exactly back with what he just said. Do I look like? You're like, damn, I'm not gonna even ask you anymore.
Yeah, you gotta watch it, man. It's fucking awesome. It's Christian Slater, by the way. Is this the?
Well, I gotta watch that one. And what was that one with Thomas Jane? I Melt with You. I still haven't seen that one either.
You still haven't seen it? I thought you watched that.
I never watched it yet.
I swear to God, we fucking reviewed.
Maybe I did. Maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe I
think we did. That's great. I gotta rewatch that. That's a great movie. Number 8.
Okay, my number 8 is gonna be it's gonna be Jesus. Thanks for the help back there. He goes, my name's not Jesus. So I look Puerto Rican to you. My name is Zeus, as in father of Apollo. Don't fuck with me. I'll shove a lightning bolt up your ass. Zeus. It'd be Samuel L. Jackson. No.
I had John McClane. Okay.
No, it's Samuel L. Jackson.
I like it.
Zeus. So I didn't put John McClane on my list, right? Because John McClane's a cop. He volunteered for the job. Samuel L. Jackson is like, he owns a pawn shop. He's sucked into this fucking world, and he is literally the definition of fucking an anti-hero. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't give a shit about John McClane. He doesn't care about doing the right thing, but he's like, listen, this shit happened in Harlem. I'm trying to protect my block. And then John McClane fucking lied to him. It's Samuel L. Jackson, dude. And to me, Die Hard with a Vengeance is the best fucking Die Hard, period. Period.
Arguable.
Period.
It's arguable.
Zeus.
Arguable.
Shane also says, if Jay says 6 rules, I'll suck everyone off.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does that mean?
Goddamn, yeah, but dude, Samuel L. Jackson, dude, what the fuck, dude? Like, I mean, that was the first movie I was ever introduced to him, ever. I remember watching Die Hard when I was like 14 or 13 or whatever it was. I'm like, dude, that guy's fucking great. And then like when John McClane steals the Mercedes, he's like, thank you. He goes, thank you for your assistance. And then Samuel L. Jackson pokes his head out the passenger side window. He's like, hey, do you know where how to get here? And he's like, go fuck yourself. And then he like looks at, he's like, that guy was pissed. He's like, yeah, it'll make it feel better when he looks in the back seat. He's like, shit, that was my gold bar.
He's like, go and say it. Say what you was gonna say. He's like, asshole. I was gonna call you.
Because you were gonna call me the N-word, huh? He goes, no.
Hang on one second. I gotta switch my battery.
And then when they did the St. Ives fucking joke, he's like, what was the other guy do? He's like, I don't know, go to get a fucking tan. And then at the very end of the movie, when he's like, should we call the fire department? He's like, no, fuck them, let them cook. Dude, Samuel L. Jackson was the shit, dude. In Die Hard with a Vengeance, like, I think, and of course, Samuel L. Jackson's a great actor no matter what. Like, he's done so many great films. But to me, it's Die Hard with a Vengeance with the very simple fact that he was a pawn shop owner. He had no business helping stop a fucking domestic terrorist or just a terrorist generally.
Yeah.
And he gets caught up in it and he's a badass. It's Sam Jackson.
I like that one a lot because he was a dick at first. He was actually pretty obviously racist.
Yeah. But again, the motif of my list is like people that are pulled into something, they have no choice. They have to do it.
I dig it. I dig it. I like that one a lot. And for the fucking 72nd show in a row, I swear to God, dude, when I get done watching this show, I'm gonna watch Die Hard with a Vengeance. I've said that like 3 shows. Every time we talk about it, I'm like, fuck, I want to watch that.
What's that? Hot Town, Some in the City. And you have that explosion. It's got one of the best openings ever, dude.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love that movie. So he's like, I got a real bad fucking headache.
Yeah, he's like, hey, fuckhead, you gotta eat Tylenol. I've had a bad goddamn headache all day long. He's like, lucky day.
God, I love that.
The asshole really did have Tylenol.
All right, getting to the heavy fucking hitters, man. Heavy fucking hitters, man. I went to make a joke and I lost. It's funny because you said when you were doing your list, I was like, this motherfucker is not in my list. I was like, oh shit. Michael Corleone from Godfather 2.
I knew you were gonna do it.
But he's I get what you're saying, that he's a pure bad guy, and he is a pure bad guy. I understand what you're saying, but in his mind, he's wanting to protect his family. And to be fair, he didn't really want a part of this life. He went to war and he was a soldier, right? And he didn't get involved in the mafia shit until Don Corleone was shot in the streets. And then he was like, all right, I have to come and I have to do my business for my family.
His brother.
Right.
His brother died.
And Sonny. And then like he gave up his marriage with Katie over it all. But in Godfather 2, it's when he really became an anti-hero because you're rooting for him while you watch it. And for me, an anti-hero, again, it comes from the audience, not necessarily their morals, but just what the audience feels like. This person is a bad guy, but I can't help but root for them. In my head, that's what it is. But with him in this scene, he becomes unhinged. I think he's a full-on good guy in the first Godfather. In the second Godfather, he's starting to get some power into him. He's starting to take shit over. And then when they hit the fucking mansion, when they hit the house, he's like, in my home, when my children play with the toys, And then as the movie goes on, he smacks his sister. He ends up killing his fucking brother. He ends up becoming kind of a fucking asshole. Yeah, she deserved that. She had that shit coming.
Listen,
she was being a fucking asshole.
I think that in the first one, Michael Corleone is like an innocent. Like he was trying to do the right thing, and then he gets sucked in and transformed into this evil entity that his father. I feel like his father was trying to keep him away from. He wanted. I think the Godfather wanted Michael Corleone to not be what he a part like the Sonnies. And he didn't want him to be a part of that. But when Michael Corleone, his coming out party is in the second one, he's evil as fuck, dude. He killed his own goddamn brother. He killed Fredo.
I love what Music Man says. Also, in my home, where my wife sleeps, where my children play with the toys.
But I mean, again, it goes back to what you feel. But Michael Corleone, I get that. But
this is all subjective. All subjective.
No, it's not subjective, Mike. Do you not know the internet? If either you get it right, motherfucker, or you're going to the goddamn rack.
I liked Halloween Ends. Death to
You piece of shit. You
May
get
you die
rack,
in a fire.
rack him, disembowel him. Just say mercy, and I can end it all. Like in Braveheart, and then you got to scream freedom. So my number 7 is going to be, we've already talked, well, we mentioned it. It's Nick Hume from Death Sentence. It was Kevin Bacon. This is, to me, the real life Punisher. Again, you're talking about a very simple guy, business guy. He gets literally, his family gets fucking, like, his wife gets raped, his kids get killed, he gets beaten nearly to death, he should have died, and then the cops aren't doing anything because they just don't have leads. He does his own thing, he does his own research, he finds out who these motherfuckers are, and he goes, goddamn, World War III, I'm ready to do what I got to do, and I'll take it to you. To me, he is the
city.
yeah. Nick Hume is like that. Like, dude, Nick Hume, if Punisher didn't exist, Nick Hume would be Punisher. In a mainstream movie that's not Marvel, Nick Hume is Punisher. He's literally fucking Frank Castle. And I love that fact, dude, that he was a simple businessman. He learned how to shoot a gun. He got out of the hospital. He's all fucked up. And he's like, no, I'm going to go. I got a migraine, bitch. Give me some ibuprofen, and I'm going to go learn how to shoot this shotgun. And then he takes on a mohawk. Yeah, and then he takes on the fucking goddamn whatever the fuck they were, that gang. Dude, that, like, to me, he's the definite, and obviously he's not law enforcement, right? He's not law enforcement at all. He's not even a cop. He's a business dude. He's just a business dude. And do they do so many sad things, like flashbacks to his son, and he was just a regular fucking dad. But then violence came to him, and he enacted violence. Become Wrath. Become
James Wan movie, by the way.
Yeah, dude. That's awesome fucking movie, dude. One of Kevin Bacon's best movies ever. Period. Point
totally
blank.
Agree.
Ever done. But yeah,
and one of the most underrated movies of all time for sure. It totally, and again, this goes right back to the Corleone with The Godfather. Totally would have been on my list. Again, I don't think he was doing a goddamn thing wrong, right?
No.
And like to me, like, he was killing the fucking pieces of shit that were out killing his kid, and people liked them. So to me, he wasn't anti at all. He was just a fucking hero.
Well,
you're 100% right.
But I put it like that because, again, it was another guy. It was, at least in my definition, that was forced to become this. He didn't want to become this. He had to do this.
No, and you're 100% right. Like by the definition of an anti-hero, he is an anti-hero. That's just what I mean, like beans and beans and cornbread. I mean,
beans and cornbread had a fight. Beans knocked cornbread out of sight. Out of sight. You guys ever remember watching that TBS?
But I don't know
dinner
what
in a
to
movie.
do
That
with
was
those
some good shit.
salads and scrambled eggs. They're calling it good. All right, my number 7 is going to be. By the way, another one I want to throw, and just in case he's not in your list, and don't say if he is or not, I don't want to ruin it. But Clyde from Law Abiding Citizen, Gerard Butler, Law Abiding Citizen. He's a great anti-hero.
I love him.
They killed his kid and his wife, and he went and tortured them all, cut their fucking eyelids off. He's a great one too. Again, but I don't see him doing anything wrong, so he didn't make my list. Number 7 is going to be for me, Jim.
Don't you? By the way, Action. Yes, it was TBS Friday. You remember that shit, dude? You remember TBS Friday? They would like cook meals. Yeah, they would cook meals, and then they would have like the show. That was so fucking cool, man. Can we bring that back?
Dinner in a movie. I think
that was so good. Yes,
that was neat. My number 7 is going to be don't you ever fuck me, Tony. Don't you ever try to fuck me.
Okay.
It's gonna be Tony Montana and Scarface, man.
I knew it was coming. I was thinking about it. I was like, you definitely got him on there.
He's like, why you gotta look in your eye like we've been fucked in a month?
Yeah.
Such a piece of shit. Like, if you ran into, like, you watch Scarface and you're like,
he God, like he smells like wet laundry.
You watch the movie, you're like, God, this guy's so cool. He's sitting at the top, he's like, flap, that I can fly. So good. I love the character, man. But in real life, if you ran into him and he's like, I don't give a fuck.
I'm scared as fuck.
You know,
dude.
like, you would hate him. You'd be scared to death of him. He's like, I take over you, I take your wife, I take her kids, I take her home, I take her Xbox.
Yeah. Not my Xbox.
I think that in 2003. But he's such a fucking piece of shit, like, as a human being, and a weird sexual energy with his sister, you know, like.
No, that was incest as fuck, dude. Like, he wanted to fuck his sister.
Yeah, it's just, you want to fuck me, Tony? He's like, maybe I
just come get me, Tony. This is what you wanted. That scene I hate. I would have shot her early. Like, you nasty as fuck.
Oh, it's a fucking cockroaches. But yeah, but still, yeah, you couldn't help it. You know, he kind of had small man syndrome a little bit.
The small
But at
dick
first, you
energy.
kind of got where he was coming from. He comes from fucking concentration camps from
Mhm.
Cuba. This dude lets him in. He's like, "Hey, Tony, you're my friend. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
a good
it's
guy
like,
to
I
you."
trust you with with the way you're acting. I trust you 100%. You're gonna get me a license and shit.
And the guy, he's like, I'm taking your wife, I'm taking your business, I'm taking fucking everything. He's like, the world, Chico. I want the world. And yeah, I mean, fucking Scarface is
The only, no,
you know?
again, this is all like, again, it's you said it earlier. It's all subjective. The only thing I'll say about him is the reason, like, he's a drug dealer. He's a bad guy, right? He's a bad guy,
Right.
literally from Cuba. But then he kills his fucking best friend because he dared to put his wiener hole in his sister's vagina.
Yeah.
And then married her.
That is mine.
That was like, I was like, when he did that, dude, like, to me, Scarface is one of the best movies ever, but it almost plays like a fucking horror movie.
It really does, dude.
Like,
yeah.
like
He
he's almost
it.
like, well, like the chainsaw scene in the bathroom is fucked up. Like, it's fucked. It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the way they shot that shit.
Yeah.
And then when you go in the way that he gets crazy and he loses his goddamn mind. What was his friend's name? Miguel? I don't know his name. Frederick. Fuck his best friend's name. Fuck. Anyway, when he kills him, dude, it like, and that music is like,
he was awesome.
It's like that Brian De Palma shit. Like, dude, it's like almost horrific. It was like American Psycho before American Psycho.
Yeah, Manny. Manny was his friend's name, by the way.
That's what I said. Manny. Yeah.
Manny was fucking great.
You know, Manny was, dude, I love Manny the best. Dude, Manny, I wish Manny had lived.
I
really do. I think Manny, I wish Manny had lived. All right. I gotta go piss again.
Hey, it's my turn to piss. I said I was gonna pee first this time, you piece of shit.
All right, well, you go ahead. I'll do my number.
I'm okay.
6
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You guys hear that? I burped on my throat.
I'm actually okay. I'm gonna go.
All right.
Spot.
Well, you do your number 6 now. Well,
all right, I'll go ahead and do my number 6. All right. I'll be back, Cincho. All right. So, what the fuck was my number 6 though? What the fuck was it? Don't you ever fuck me, Tony. Swear to God, I say that like every week in retail situations. This one is going to be, this guy's a real fucking piece of shit. It's going to be Lou Bloom, Nightcrawler. A real piece of shit, but goddamn, is Jake Gyllenhaal's Nightcrawler just not fucking fascinating to watch? Just the way he maneuvers, and he's so willing to be so fucking awkward. And it says so much about like the way we are in this world as like our fucking ambition, you know? He's a guy who's got nothing, but he decides he fucking wants something, and he's just gonna go fucking take it. And the way that Jake Gyllenhaal talks to like Rene Russo in these scenes when they're like sitting at the dinner table and having the margarita, he's like, I don't think you understand. Or he's like, or when he asked for $15,000, he's no, I want $15,000, and that's not all I want. I'm not done. And he's like, it's so fucking awkward when he's sitting at that table with her, and he was like, I'm lonely, you see, and I just want someone that works the same hours, the same schedules, but I basically I want someone to fuck. And if you want to keep your job, you're going to sleep with me. He starts from the very bottom and crawls in the nastiest of ways all the way to the top of this business. And he's just a deplorable, disgusting piece of shit. But he's so fucking fascinating and intense. And he looks like he takes 12 fucking mini thins and just stares at stares at the mirror and talks to himself. He's so fucking intense. He's so fascinating to watch. It's weird the way that you root for him, even though you know what a piece of shit he is. Nightcrawler is one of my favorite fucking movies of all time. And as Egg Shin says, toasted cheddar chalupa. My name's Christopher Nolan, and I'll have a toasted cheddar chalupa with a side of nacho fries. For my friend Christian Bale, toasted cheddar chalupa. It's what I want. So give it to me. Corn and Foo Fighters said Donnie Darko with employment. It's pretty fucking insane, man. But I think we forgot about this movie. Yeah, Blu-ray. Steady hands. Steady hands. He's so fucking intense, man. If you guys have not seen fucking Nightcrawler, go and watch that shit right fucking now. Is it on 4K? Because I'm buying it on 4K. I need to rewatch that entire goddamn fucking movie. And maybe if it's on sale, I'll have enough left over for a toasted cheddar chalupa. Because I'm Christopher Nolan and I'm directing Oppenheimer. And all I want for my work is the $5 Taco Bell box with the toasted cheddar chalupa inside of it, please. I wrote The Dark Knight, and all I'm asking for is a toasted cheddar chalupa. Because I'm Christopher Nolan. And I'm going to have a bath with some bath bombs while I eat my toasted cheddar chalupa. Because I'm Christopher Nolan. That got weird. Yeah, Lou Bloom from Nightcrawler is my number 6. I'll go ahead and do my number 5 so that Jay has some to get to when he comes back. My number 5 on this list, getting into the real shit now. One of the best on this list, one of the best fucking ever is going to be Seth Rogen, no Gecko in Dusk Till Dawn. You talk about an anti-hero. This guy's a fuck you. Yeah, Mark, you're right. I had to beat them to death with their own shoes. Because I'm Christopher Nolan. I had to beat them to death, or else Ozzy wouldn't go on stage that night. Oh, shit. Seth Gecko, Dusk Till Dawn, man. This dude was a motherfucker. He's so cool. That fucking neck tattoo. He's such a badass. You hate to watch him on screen because he's so cool. He's like, hard drinkers drink hard, I'm buying. And just his whole just aura was so cool. You wanted to love him. And then he would go and do something disgusting and sick and fucked up, or he would be a dick to somebody. And you'd be like, God damn it, why can't you just be cool? Just be fucking cool. They're kind of like what he would say to Quentin Tarantino's character. Just be cool. You know, you wanted him to be a good guy because he was so fucking cool. And George Clooney has never had a role that cool before. Not since. Like, he was such a badass in From Dusk Till Dawn. Even though he was a piece of shit human being, he was such a fucking badass that you really wanted him to just be the good guy. So be the fucking good guy, man. Just do it because I'm Christopher Nolan. And I'll get you out of this fucking vampire den because I'm Christopher Nolan. And I'll get you a toasted cheddar chalupa and they won't want to eat your blood no more, mate. Now, that's not even sounding like Christopher Nolan anymore. I've just gone on to something different. Anyways, yeah, Clooney was fucking awesome in that movie. He's never been that cool ever again, but total piece of shit who kidnapped old men and children. Even though he wasn't as bad as Quentin Tarantino's character, who was like literally raping and murdering people, you wanted him to be a good guy, and you just knew he fucking wasn't deep down. But he was cool. He was fucking cool. That's all I can say. Hey, Andres Martinez's balls hurt, everyone. Sorry that you're about your balls. Sorry about your balls, mate. Maybe be in my new movie Oppenheimer. We're casting more male leads. We have 72 male leads for Oppenheimer. And if you bring me a toasted chalupa, I'll cast you in Oppenheimer. You just have to speak soft like this. And Cillian Murphy. Facci Cinema gave Wham his heart last Christmas. You fucking Mariah Carey. Shut the fuck up, Matt. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, buddy. Appreciate it. Prestige is a great Nolan film, Ken. Almost all the Nolan films are great, except for half of them. That was a lie. Except for Inception. That sucked. Dunkirk was boring as fuck. I want Taco Bell too now, James Smith. I'll have some nacho fries, but I'm on keto diet. So I'll order a toasted cheddar chalupa and I'll just shave the cheese off. And I'll feed it to my co-star, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who's Robin in the new Batman film. You see, he found his way into the cave, and he's belonged deep down inside of Christian Bale's cave. And that's why he became Batman. Or did he? It was fucking confusing. Nobody knows, mate. Watch the World Cup. Maybe you'll find out. I don't know, mate. Toasted cheddar and chalupa. Hey! You can't hear me yet. Beans.
Beans and cornbread.
Out of sight.
Yeah. Man, I wish they'd bring back that show.
That was a fucking great show.
That was always fun, dude, because I got introduced to a lot of cool movies back then.
It was. I just basically I said my picks really fast, and then I just talked in a British accent the whole time, who I think is Australian. But my number 6 was Lou Bloom from Nightcrawler.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that.
My number 5 was Seth Gecko, George Clooney, Dusk Till Dawn.
That I didn't. You know what? I should have had him in my list. I didn't even fucking think about him because I'm fucking dumb. I was taking Midol for cramps and I forgot about him.
It'll get you. It will get you. Oh, I'll be right back. I got to pay and shake his accent off.
Go ahead and shake your wiener off. Go ahead and do that.
I'm gonna head to the rusty spigot.
Yeah, go ahead to the lavatory and relieve yourself.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 6 is going to be. Let's go ahead and say a little bit. Can we get a little bit of love for some Val Kilmer, Doc Holliday from Tombstone? Okay. A murderer, a thief, a disgusting human being, but also I'm your Huckleberry. At the same time, he didn't want to be involved with what was going on. He wasn't a lawman, right? But he got sucked in because he loved Wyatt Earp. Wyatt Earp was his friend, and he did whatever he could for his friend, and he helped him avenge the deaths of Morgan. Well, it was just mainly Morgan, but also the injury of Virgil. Doc Holliday, dude, and definitely Val Kilmer deserved a fucking Oscar for that performance. It's Doc Holliday. You're Daisy if you do. Oh, Johnny. Come on, Johnny. Oh, you ain't no Daisy. You ain't no Daisy at all. No, get me the fuck out of here with that goddamn acting. Holy shit. Hey, where's Wyatt? Down by the creek, walking on water. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Why you doing this, Doc? You sick as hell. Wyatt Earp is my friend. Hell, I got lots of friends. I don't. To me, that line always hit me different. That line. When he was like, I got lots of friends. And then Doc Holliday was like, I don't. He's an anti-hero, dude. Like, I mean, he's on the side of the law and he's taking down the Cowboys and Ike and Johnny Ringo and all those guys, but he's only doing it for Wyatt, right? He's only doing it for friendship. And in reality, he is a thief. He's a murderer. He's a cheat. But you know, his friend was in trouble, and he did what he needed to do for his friend. So I think he's a perfect anti-hero. And Doc Holliday is awesome as fuck, dude. A Daisy if you do. Play for blood, remember? In fact, that's just my game. So my number 6 is Doc Holliday for show. Since Mike's on, so I'm gonna go with my number 5 here. Actually, let's have a spelling. No, it's like maybe poker's just not your game, Mike. I know. Let's have a spelling contest. He starts laughing and shit. And then, you know, that whole, oh my God, I could go on and on about Tombstone. Tombstone is one of the best movies ever made, period, point blank. No doubts about it, ever made in the Western genre. When he's talking to Johnny, when they first get introduced, Johnny Ringo and him, and then Johnny and Ringo and him have like a Latin thing. They speak Latin to each other, and then he turns to his girl. He's like, "That's Latin, darling." And now I'm sure of it. I really hate him. Dude, it's fucking great. I don't know. It's so good. My number 5 is going to be Kurt Russell. Going to be a little bit of Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China. Again, it goes back to the fact that this is a simple dude that's driving a goddamn truck. He's trying to deliver. He's trying to do whatever he can do to get through this life. And then all of a fucking sudden, he's got guys flying through the air. There's electricity that comes out of him. And he's like, what the shit? I just drive a fucking truck, bro. But now I got to fucking step up and be the hero that you all need me to be. I love Kurt Russell's approach to Jack Burton. Jack Burton is the everyday dude, right? He's the everyday dude. He's a fucking sandwich eating, natural light drinking, fucking cheap ass cigarette smoking, drive my truck around. And if I get with a girl, if I'm lucky, I'm feeling good kind of dude. And then he's sucked into this whole fucking like crazy ass fucking supernatural situation. And he's got to step up and be the man. And dude, Jack Burton is that man. And I love it. And by the way, Kurt Russell's got some of the best fucking hair back in that day. Dude, that shit looked clean as fuck. Like he looks like Jack Burton looks like he just stepped out of a Steve Perry concert and like he made it cool. Like, I don't know, man. Like Jack Burton's badass, dude. Jack Burton's always been a hero of mine. I love that dude. Like I feel like you could look at Jack Burton when you have the shittiest moments in your life, right? And everything seems to be going wrong in your in your life. No matter what you're doing, everything just seems to be going wrong. And be like, what is Jack Burton gonna do? So Jack Burton's like, yes, sir, the check is in the mail. Like shit happens, man. Just nut up and move on. That's what Jack Burton is, man. I think Jack Burton's a great anti-hero. He definitely didn't want to be a hero, and no fucking Jesus Christ, Wang. It's just a game. Man, come on. It's Jack Burton. And that's also one of John Carpenter's better movies. It's so crazy, right? John Carpenter made Big Trouble in Little China, which is an amazing action movie, but it's got that supernatural edge to it to make it a little bit weird and creepy. And then it's got like the humor edge to it. I don't know, man. It's such a. I hope to God they never remake that movie, and I know they will. Of course they will, because they remake every fucking thing in Hollywood because they have no original idea anymore. But I hope they never remake that movie because that movie is just perfect. I just watched that movie. Like Tomo Gato says, weren't they going to remake that movie with The Rock? Yeah, I heard about that. I just don't. I don't think it worked. I don't think it would work, to be honest. Like The Rock is already a big fucking buff dude. Like. Good looking guy, great jawline. He's the hero. like you already know when that guy steps out of his car, fucking trumpets play because he's gonna run in and save the day. But Kurt Russell's so unassuming, right? When he was playing Jack Burton, he's so unassuming. You'd be like, oh, he's just another he probably smells like shellfish in that movie. He smells like shellfish and sweat. That guy's not a hero. That guy stinks. And then he turns out to be an awesome hero because you never expected it. That's what makes a cool anti-hero, in my opinion. So, no. Jimmy Freckles talking about The Last Dragon. What you know about that? Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon? My goodness. Who's the meanest, baddest shown up? Oh, my God, dude. Yeah. Bruce Leroy. Get the fuck out of here. Dude, Bruce Leroy. Yes, bro. Timmy C, by the way, I didn't see that. Thank you so much. At the last Patreon stream, I spilled iced tea on my keyboard. It's sticky as fuck. Advice on what to tell the repair girl as to what happened so she doesn't think I did something gross on my keyboard. Lol. I think honesty is the best bet here. Just say, I didn't come on my keyboard. I spilled iced tea. And just see what happens. I can't hear you.
Timmy, we all know it was cum. That's what I said.
But it's fine, Timmy. Look, there's no way the iced tea explanation is not gonna have a real it's gonna work, okay? Because she's not gonna expect you to say that.
She's never gonna believe you, Timmy.
No, she'll believe it.
I don't believe you.
I think it's like you're not gonna start the conversation off like I didn't come on my keyboard. It's iced tea.
It's like cum.
Yeah, it's like that to me. That's gonna be like, oh, so it was cum.
You just gotta throw that keyboard in the trash. You don't get it repaired.
No, it's all right. Yeah,
let it go, Tim.
I didn't get Gary though. Gary was the other one.
Who said, fuck's sake, it's just come out. They're rebooting DCU. No more Wonder Woman. Cavill is fired again, and no more Jason as Aquaman. Is that a fact? Is that for real, or was that from like big giant?
Gary, are you trolling us? Because with your profile pic with that very cute, what is that called? A Yorkshire Terrier. Yorkshire Terrier, is that what they are? I had one.
What do you get when you breed a bulldog and a Shih Tzu?
Bullshit. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah,
I don't know. But anyway, so my number 6, by the way, I've already went over it in detail, so we don't need to talk about it. Doc Holliday was my number 6. Val Kilmer. Yeah, dude, sexiness right there.
I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. Somebody in the chat said to Doc Holliday like earlier, and I went, "Fuck."
Yeah, dude, it was some sexiness right there. Yeah, and then my number 5 was Jack Burton.
Yeah, I like it. Again, it's one that didn't make my list because to me he was too good, but like he's an anti-hero. But yeah. I totally get it.
Dude, Jack Burton. I want to have a poster like above my bed when I wake up and I see Jack Burton's face. Like, what would old Jack Burton do? Yes, sir. The check is in the mail.
Checks in the mail.
Like, he's just like the everyday dude that, like, you know what? Shit happens. Someone's got to deal with it. And who are you going to call? Yourself.
I do love me some Jack Burton, man. That's a good one. I forgot the name of the fucking movie for a second. Big Trouble in Little China. Number 4, just scooting on down. And we, by the way, there are some super chats from earlier we didn't get to that we will get to. We will get to those for sure. I promise you. But for the sake of the list, my number 4 is going to be, this one's tough. This one is tough. And again, for the 15,000th time, I went with people that were, in my opinion, for me, a great anti-hero is someone that is pretty much, they are a villain, but you just can't help but root for them.
Well, you know what? So I've been noticing your trend, dude. I think your anti-hero is anti-establishment, which is fine.
Sure, and you could say that about this person as well, but it's going to be Al Pacino in Devil's Advocate. You can't say he's
the fucking devil himself, sir. God damn.
That's what I'm saying. Like, for me, a good anti-hero is someone who is a villain that you can't help but root for, right? So, like, that's why it's that. But, dude, like, he's so fucking, and the devil's supposed to be, right? He's so charismatic, you know?
Great. Yeah,
he's like, well, you're jumping from one to the next.
He's laughing his sick fucking ass off.
He's a sadist.
He's like, so dude, I love that. Man. I was like, look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't taste. Taste, but don't swallow. And while you're jumping from one foot to the next, he's laughing his sick fucking ass off. Wash your fat? Never.
That's your system. That's your system. Like he's a total and complete bad guy. There's no hero to him whatsoever, but I can't help but root for him. So to me, it's like sort of an anti-hero. I know my list is a little bit fucked up. I know that for sure, but like, goddamn, it's such a fucking good role, man. I love that fucking role so fucking much.
It's a great. No, that's one of his best roles.
Yeah,
that's one of his best roles.
It is.
We negotiated always.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What's your
all right? 5? So my number 4 is going to be well, you know, it's going to be, you know, and I know this is going to shock Jennifer Lawrence because she's been according to Jennifer Lawrence, she's the first action lead as a female in a movie.
Was that a super chat? Did you already get to that? Because I saw that as a super chat. Someone said there was a super chat about Jennifer Lawrence. I was going to go back.
No, I haven't. No, I didn't know that. I was just making a joke on her behalf. It's Sarah Connor from Terminator is my number 4. Because according to Jennifer Lawrence, there was no female lead in any action movie except for Hunger Games. What the fuck rock did you do? Yeah, she went on like a Viola Davis interviewed her, and she's like, yeah, I was really like a lot, like I couldn't believe that I was the first female lead in an action film. I'm like, bitch, what you smoke? Like, but anyway, yeah. Gary's right. Oh my God, Jennifer Lawrence had just come out and said she's the first strong female protagonist like ever. Yeah, you're talking about narcissism on a level of fucking like Patrick Bateman. Like, holy shit.
If she said that, that's the most clueless fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, it's like, bitch, did you not even fucking watch movies until you got into acting? Like, I read books. I read books and lived out in a cabin. We didn't have electricity, so I'm sorry that I got it wrong. Yeah, but wow. Yeah, it's Sarah. No, it's not Sarah Connor T2. It's Sarah Connor T1.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, you could just put Sarah Connor in, just Sarah Connor in Terminator. Period. The fact is, in Sarah, the idea was that the Sarah Connor was a waitress at Big Boy, right? She had no idea, and she was thrust into this role to be the mother of the future savior of humankind, and embraces it, especially by T2, 100%. And she's a badass. She's fucking awesome. Like, it's Sarah goddamn Connor, dude. And she's the anti-hero because, again, she's dragged into a situation that she doesn't want to be in, and she wasn't asking for, and she's not trained to be in, and yet she rises above and does. She's the anti-hero. She's badass. And she also, she'll kill people. She'll fuck them up. She almost killed fucking Dyson's whole goddamn family in T2. Yeah, just to stop him from fucking making Cyberdyne.
I'd say in T2 she was
she's most ferocious in well, yeah, I would say T2. She's most
T1,
ferocious.
She was just kind of like, oh my God, what's
happening?
Yeah,
and I was gonna put Kyle Reese in, but Kyle Reese volunteered. Kyle Reese was already a soldier. Like, he already knew the risks.
Yeah.
And he
The
always
only
said,
anti thing about
he's like,
him
yeah,
is
I've
that he
been
stole a
jacking
bunch
off
of
to
fans.
Sarah Connor for years, so I'm ready to go back and fuck her. He pretty much says, like, I fell in love with you, Sarah. I was in love
So
with you.
awkward. That's
Yeah.
so fucking weird. He's like, I've been staring at your picture. Just that's the only thing I had to whack it to
Yeah.
for so long.
Yeah, Luke Stoltz says, by the way, isn't Jennifer Lawrence from Louisville? Yeah, she is. I'll talk shit about our own Kentucky brethren. I don't give a fuck. If you're
honestly,
dumb, you're dumb.
That actually just makes me feel bad. I actually just feel bad for her that she said that because she's gonna catch hell for that.
She's already getting roasted. She's getting roasted like a motherfucker. But what people are like also saying, they're like, why didn't Viola Davis, who's sitting right there, just correct you? Like, you're not let's go back a little bit. Okay, you're not the first strong female lead protagonist. Don't
it's insanity. Yeah,
fart and smell. Don't fart and say it smells like roses. What the fuck are you talking?
That just makes me feel bad for her. Honestly,
she's just dumb.
I can't imagine saying something like that because she's just going to catch hell for it and just be like, oh, wow. Yeah, you got to think that. Oh, fuck, I don't know. That sucks. Catch up on a couple super chats before we continue just to get us caught up. Gary said, to me, heroes don't kill like Superman. Anti-heroes kill, but you get why like Punisher, anti-villains are bad, but you understand why, and they help if Earth is in danger like Lex, villain is pure evil like Joker.
Yeah.
Gary, you did a lot of drugs tonight, and it's hard to piece that apart, but I kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah, no, what he's saying is like what a pure hero is someone, the standard would be Superman or Captain America. They're always going to be the Boy Scout. Let's operate within, like, inside the confines of the law. But then you have people like Punisher, who's going to be like, the law, I'm the law. The law doesn't get it done. And so or Deadpool. I'm going to kill these motherfuckers because they're bad guys and they're just going to get released again. And then,
which is exactly why we didn't include superheroes, because that is just a running theme in the superhero world. It would have been all superheroes.
Well, Spider-Man, there's a code. If you're a superhero, there's a code that you live by. You don't kill. No matter what you do, you don't kill. But the anti-hero will go outside the law or play around in the gray area. Well, if they're drug dealers or they're pedophiles, right? Like the Punisher is like, I'm going to kill them because they don't deserve a second chance.
Deadpool's probably the number one example of that. You know, it's like,
Deadpool kill, but Deadpool's crazy. But Punisher literally will fucking kill you if you're a pedophile or a drug dealer or a murderer or a rapist. And you know what? I think that we should live our lives like that. if you're a pedophile or a rapist motherfucker, you should die.
If you know that they are for a fact, then yeah, I'm with you. Michael Parton, my friend, says Kingdom Come could be the first phase of DC, according to Gunn, and Black Adam may show up in Man of Steel 2.
Yeah, we read that.
Happen. Oh, did we? I forgot.
Yeah,
so. It's impossible to tell what DC is going to do right now. It's all up in the fucking air. I do have faith in James Gunn, but god damn, he's starting from a rough fucking spot. Eduardo Santiago says, hey Mike, it was Bill. Hey Jay, tell Mike it was Bill, please and thank you. Yeah, that's basically my life at some point. You fuck up Bill? One thing.
What was Bill?
What I was saying earlier, I said I accidentally called Alexander Skarsgård, or I called Bill Skarsgård Alexander Skarsgård.
Eduardo, thank you. Yeah, Mike, it was Bill, you dumbass.
I love it when people do that. They're like, I have to correct this motherfucker because he didn't pay close enough attention. And then they scroll past this 3,000 comments that actually corrected it before them without reading them and go, you need to pay better attention. It's like, what the fuck? I already said it.
What do you want from me?
What do you want?
I'm doing my best.
There is no choice. Gary also said, we did cover that one. We did. Yeah. I'm just a human being. I make mistakes. You know,
it's
we
okay.
all do. We
all have found ourselves up that river.
Steven Seagal's made a lot of them. Colton Candler, what's up, dude? He said, "Sup, dudes? We got a Friday the 13th coming up in January. Hopefully, we get a release date for the Crystal Lake show. Doc Holliday's my number one anti-hero.
Yeah, man. Doc Holliday's fucking badass, dude. Dude, let me ask you a question. Is Tombstone not maybe one of the best westerns of all time? Or maybe it is the best Western of all time.
It could be the best.
Okay,
the best.
Listen, you know what? Like, again, I think I mentioned this. I almost would, I think his name was William Money from Unforgiven, or something. Clint Eastwood's character in Unforgiven.
Unforgiven? Yeah, he could have been
because he said he was a killer and a rapist and a fucking nasty person in his youth. And he only comes to that town with Morgan Freeman to do justice for that hooker that got sliced up. But he was like, I'm like this dude. I don't know, man. But yeah, Tombstone is probably it might be the best. I mean, you got The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Outlaw Josie Wells, Unforgiven. But dude, Tombstone to me is like it's everything. It's just this perfect present that your parents finally did something right before they got divorced.
That's one of the fucking greatest of all time. And yeah, definitely Clint Eastwood from Unforgiven could be number one on this list, and I wouldn't fucking argue with it. Not at all.
Did you have do I love do we were talking about Doc Holliday earlier, but there's so many great lines that Val Kilmer. First off, that motherfucker deserved an Oscar for his performance as Doc, like 100%. He was the best thing that ever happened that year. But when one of my other favorite scenes is that when he fights Johnny Ringo, and like he's like, you just when he's like, oh, come on, Johnny, come on, when he's dying, and then like when he falls down and he puts the badge on his chest, and then Wyatt just shows up, he's like, my hypocrisy only knows or whatever he said, my hypocrisy only knows certain bounds, and he's like, poor soul, you were just too high strung. God damn, dude.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest performances of all time. No fucking doubt about it. As far as the Crystal Lake show you're talking about, I hope we get a release date for it. I don't think it's going to become in 2023. I think it's going to at least be 2024. But god damn, am I excited about that, Colton. Brad Ferguson said, Jay, you were thinking of Public Enemies where Johnny Depp plays John Dillinger. Fun fact, parts of that movie were shot in my town.
Yeah, maybe I was thinking of that one. I don't think did we watch that? I swear we did a review on it, like when it came out in theaters. Public Enemies. That sounds real fucking familiar.
Not that one. I think that was around our time, but I don't think we reviewed it. I think we watched that movie. Kind of sucked though. I didn't like that one at all. That was too clean for like a mob movie, you know. Like I just never got into it. But okay, I think we are. Austin, thanks, buddy. Said my favorite anti-hero film is hands down Gregory Peck as Captain Ahab from Moby Dick. Oh fuck, that's a really deep cut.
I like that.
Amazing performance as one of the original anti-heroes in fiction. He's a guy you'd follow into Hades. He might be like the ultimate quintessential old school fucking anti-hero. That's a great point.
I like it. I like it.
Motherfucker pulled up To Kill a Mockingbird on us.
That guy's got a big brain. I'm not debating you.
Michael Parton said Ben Affleck's not going to be in Aquaman 2, and they're keeping Amber Heard scenes. Jason Momoa may get casted as Lobo in the future.
Fuck?
Don't like it.
What
don't
the
like
fuck? It. Man, fuck
his
DC.
face is too noticeable. Lobo needs to be a new guy.
No, fuck Amber Heard, her goddamn lion ass. What a fucking bunch of pussies if they do that. Holy shit.
Why is it
that bitch needs to be run out of Hollywood and on a pike? Fuck her.
The only reason I would watch Aquaman 2 is for Ben Affleck. Aquaman, I could give a fuck less about. The only reason I was going to watch that is because Ben Affleck was going to be in it. That sucks, Michael. I hope that's not true, but I do believe you.
Sucks, asshole. What a fucking, oh my God. What a pussy ass thing to do.
That's balls.
Just cut her fucking scenes out. Oh my God.
Gary says, no, guys, I'm serious. Everyone's talking about it. They got it from Hollywood Reporter, and people are saying it's the end of anything Snyderverse.
Well, if they're going to cast Amber fucking Turd, I took a dump in your bed last night because I thought it was a joke. Haha, funny. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it, dude. If they do that, fuck it.
If all that's true, Michael, I think we're a depressed DC fan as well, my friend. That's bad news, Bears.
Yeah, why can't we just get a... First off, they have the opportunity. Get rid of Amber Turd, recast her fucking scene, and let's move on. Like, she's a abuser. Okay, by the way, it's not the fact that that's an opinion. She was found guilty in fucking court. She lost.
Yeah.
So
it's a fucking bummer.
That's dumb.
True.
Anyway,
I don't like what me hears in the great
Custom says it's fake.
I hope so. We'll see what happens. That whole superhero thing is just hard to follow, man, with everything that's going on. But anyways, what's your number 3?
Hold on. Vanessa said the Amber part, nowhere reported. That's true. Okay, well, good. She needs to take a flying fuck into the goddamn nowhere zone. Anyway, my number 3 is going to be Ellen Ripley. Okay? We're going to talk about little Ellen Ripley from Alien. Okay? We're also going to talk about Ellen Ripley from Aliens and Ellen Ripley from Alien 3. Alien 4 sucked asshole. I don't want to talk about it. Okay? Alien 4 doesn't exist in my face. And Alien 3 doesn't exist either, really. I mean, that movie was really bad. But Ellen Ripley in Alien 1, again, she was doing a job. She was basically like a tow truck driver with her crew. She gets caught up in this moment where this big fucking acid-spitting Ozzy Osbourne, big-ass head alien is in her ship like this cockroach. And she's got to take it on and take it down. And she do that, though. Then in Aliens, she gets even more badass, right? Her character arc is so fucking good. from Alien 1 to Alien 2. James Cameron did a great
anti to you though. Like, why is she not just a pure hero?
Because she was doing a job. She wasn't like a cop. She didn't have any training. She was literally a junker. In Alien 1, she was literally just doing cargo holds. Like she was like they were like salvagers. That's what she was. She wasn't like trained to deal with a fucking extraterrestrial that was like had acid for blood and she had to use guns and shit. But she does that. She rises above and she looks sexy as fuck in those goddamn undies.
That's a fact.
And Aliens, the second one, she's done with that. Her daughter, because she was floating out in space so much, her daughter's grown up and she's just like, I'm fucking done. But they got to bring her back because she's the expert, right? And she has to do it because she's like, you guys are going to fucking bring this thing to Earth or something. I got to go. And she outshines the Marines, the Space Marines.
She does.
In the second one. Again, you're talking about a lady that has no military training, no training as far as that. And she rises above fucking Bill Paxton, Michael Biehn. She takes control, the leadership, the qualities. Dude, it's Ellen Ripley. Ellen Ripley's a fucking like one of the best anti-heroes ever, in my opinion, because she also says, I don't give a fuck either.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Jennifer Lawrence.
She is a hero. yeah, she's a hero. Yeah. She's not like evil, but she also will be like, bitch, I will sacrifice you. I'll leave you here to die if you're going to put my life in jeopardy. Plus, she's looking out for that little girl in Aliens, Newt. She's like, Newt, like, this little girl survived down here with no training whatsoever, and you're a Marine. Like, when she shames Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking awesome, dude.
She's a badass, no doubt about it, man. And also, like, Blu-ray Addict said,
I want to say, she's like, why don't you put her in charge? That's Bill Paxton's like, why don't you put her in charge? He's like, lock it up.
Blu-ray Addict said Walter White's my favorite anti-hero. Now, if we were doing TV shows, Walter White would be an ultimate. But you know who I think the greatest anti-hero of all time, regardless of TV shows or movies, is? It's James Gandolfini in The Sopranos, man. I think he is the ultimate fucking anti-hero. Shit, though. Like, you fucking love, like, he's a good dad. Like, he has qualities about him that are so good, and you root for him. You want him to fucking succeed, even though you know, and he shows you over and over again what a piece of shit he is.
Yeah.
But you can't help but root for him as you watch the show.
I root for him as a villain. I think he's a sociopathic and narcissistic asshole.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah,
like he doesn't care about his family. He doesn't care about any. Like he cares about
his family. Just he doesn't
a little bit. But I think he's sociopathic, dude. I think he was like he's a great villain.
Yeah, I think it's weird, like, but he's a villain you root for. Like, you can't, when you're watching the show, you can't help it. But my number 3 is going to be, I forgot what it was.
By the way, Rosalia, I agree with you. Dexter. Dexter's a really good one.
That's a great one.
Dexter's a great anti-hero.
My number 3 is going to be Neil McCauley, Heat, Robert De Niro's character in Heat.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Robert De Niro's character, man, you watch this, and he is the bad guy because Al Pacino is the good guy. But Al Pacino's kind of fucking dark too. He's let his marriage go to shit. He's not been a great dad. I love when Al Pacino gets home, by the way, and he's he's separated from his wife, and that dude's there, and he's not mad that dude's like sleeping with his wife or whatever. He's like, no, that's fine, but that's my fucking TV. He takes the TV. He's like, man, he takes the TV and he says, "That's my fucking TV." That's maybe the best scene of that
anything that's close to you right then.
Yeah, but Neil McCauley, Robert De Niro's character in Heat, man, he is the bad guy, and to me, he's almost the quintessential anti-hero because he's like, you want to root for him, but he will kill an innocent person if it means him getting away or not. And there's the classic line. He's like, never let yourself get so attached that you can't walk away from any given situation within 30 seconds. And that's not the exact quote, but, and then when they sit down and they have the heart to heart between him and Al Pacino, and he was like, I like you. You know, I like who you are. Like, you seem like a good dude, but don't get it twisted. If it becomes between me getting away and not, I will take you down. I will take you down to Chinatown. And like, you fall in love with the character. He falls in love with this girl, and he's like, no, I'm not lonely. I'm alone. There's a difference. Like, he's so intricate. Yeah. He's such a deep character. You like him, but he is the bad guy, and he does kill innocent people. And it's hard to fucking remember that because he's so smooth and like he's so interesting. But yeah, that's my number 3 is Neil McCauley, Robert De Niro, and Heat.
I like it. So my number 2 is going to be Ash Williams from the Evil Dead series, y'all. Okay, can we get some hands up for some goddamn chainsaw action and some boomstick in your face. Yes, sir.
Mash.
You're talking about a dude that is a regular Joe, like 100% Jack Burton style dude, right? He works in a goddamn department store. Shop smart, shop S-smart, and then he gets sucked in to the Necronomicon situation because he has no choice, and now he's got to become the badass that he was meant to be. This guy, dude, come on. Ash fucking Williams, dude. Ash Williams, played by Bruce Campbell. He is literally the voice of what we all know, us older generation, as the voice of Doom. Come get some. Hail to the king, baby. Like his fucking voice lines, dude. He is literally walking. Dude, that motherfucker is an alpha male. Like that guy was the definition of alpha. Before alpha. Like he's got the chin, he's got the looks, he's got the attitude. Fuck it. Demons, I gotta deal with it because no one will. Okay, I guess I'll do it, but hopefully I'll get a hand job later. Kind of guy. And I like that.
I mean, he didn't make my list, but that's just because in my mind, he's more just of a reluctant hero rather than anti-hero.
Well, they all, I feel like they're all reluctant. In my whole list, they're all reluctant because they don't want to be there. I feel like that's the idea of an anti-hero is because they don't have to operate inside the laws of like a regular hero. I won't kill. Ash will kill. Ash will fuck you up. Ash will fucking knock your teeth out to get the information. But at the end of the day, they're still heroes. But because they're not going to take innocent life if they have to take it. But man, Ash Williams, dude, why you got to go with Evil Dead.
I totally get where you're coming from, and this goes right back to the exact same thing, especially with my number two. It goes back to saying it's all about how you see anti-heroes for what they are. Like right, like for me, if I totally understand where the characters come from and they're not doing anything wrong whatsoever,
By the way,
I totally get.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, but I totally get where you're coming from. Like it's a sort of reluctant, not an everyday hero. For me, it's got to be someone who's sort of a villain that you can't help but root for. Yeah, that's why our lists are so different. But I totally get where you're coming from. Where
no, X-Shin was like, "How about some hot chocolate, huh?" Like in Army of Darkness, but yeah, well, I feel like if they're villains, but if they have no redeeming quality, if they're just bad. But again, it goes back to parameters. It goes back to the fact, like, what is your definition of an anti-hero? And again, you guys can do yourself a favor and look up anti-hero and what it's like. It's hard. It is a hard fucking list, by the way. I also like all the people on my list. I like them all.
Yeah, and that's why it's a perfect time to bring it up because my number two is American Psycho. It is American Psycho. It is.
I knew it was going to be on there. I knew it was going to be.
And it is. And look, this guy, he is a pure villain. Yes, he is a fucking pure villain. Now, this is the one that actually I thought about. I considered not adding him at all. I did because he's a piece of shit human being. He is. But for me, it's a person that is a fucking piece of shit. That is so goddamn intoxicating to watch. You can't take your eyes off of them. You're intoxicated. You find yourself rooting for them. And technically, there's some movies where you could say Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees could be this character, right? Like, we didn't include them, but like, for me, Patrick Bateman in American Psycho, hey, Paul. And the thing is, the people he kills for the most part, aside from like the ladies of the night and stuff like that, some of the people he kills, not like the homeless people and stuff like that, but a couple of the people he kills, he does kill people you hate. Like Paul Allen himself. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, and the way that he does that. So he is a villain. He is a pure villain. But for me, he's so goddamn intoxicating.
Well, he stomped the dog to death in an alleyway.
Right.
That's pretty fucked up, though.
And he's also insane. But like at the same time, for me, you watch it and you're like, God damn, you're so fucking entertaining. I'm hanging on every single word you're saying. Just like it's a villain that you fucking hate to love. You hate to love him. Like I love watching Patrick Bateman. He's like, I'm trying to fit in. Pumpkin. Yeah. I love everything about the character. And I was torn on this one, whether to include it or not. But for me, if you're going to include him, he's got to be towards the very fucking top. So he's a big old piece of shit. But I do fucking love him. And that's why to me, he's on the list. It's
Patrick Bateman. No, I like, do. I mean, again, I think it's interesting. I think it's fascinating.
Arguable.
No, it's fascinating because your list is so different from mine, but your list looks more like anti-establishment. Like I can look at all these guys and they're anti-establishment. They're not trying to go with the normal. They're literally fighting back against what would be considered like the regular life or something. I don't know. Like that's what Patrick Bateman was. Patrick Bateman killed all the guppies or whatever, or yuppies in the 80s. Like, well, that's what he was like, and he was one of them. But then he was like pointing out the hypocrisy of them. So this is anti-establishment. I guess mine is just going with more of the regular basic standard of what like. But I like your list though, because I mean your list.
No, it's just a huge gray area. Like this list is really fucking. That's why the list was so fucking hard to make. It's a huge gray area.
But I had a good time. This has been one of the best. Dude, I had a real fucking good time doing this. You could have done 25 of these because there's so many because the spectrum is so wide open to what you would consider an anti-hero. It's almost unimaginably hard to make 15 because there's so many, and it depends on your mood of the day. Sometimes it changes. Like sometimes you identify with fucking Michael Douglas in Falling Down, and that's your hero for the day. Like, man, I get caught in traffic, and bitch, I gotta piss, and this motherfucker just stops, and he gets out of his car, and then he says, "Give me some respect." When he goes to that fucking gas station, man, it's fun though. I like it a lot. I think it's fun. But my number one, we talked about this. It's gonna be Snake Plissken. To me, he's the baddest of the badasses. He's the perfect identity of an anti-hero. Of course, he's trained into doing this. He's an army veteran. He's done this shit before, but he don't give a fuck about America anymore. He don't give a fuck about service or patriotism because that all died to him. And he's only doing this because he has to do it. Like he has to go into New York and rescue the president, Donald Pleasance, which is a great fucking movie, by the way. Then he has to do the same goddamn thing in LA, but he's always coerced or coerced or whatever, controlled in some way to do this. And I think the most badass thing he fucking does, and to me makes him the goddamn alpha male. Okay, the alpha bitch. You gonna listen to me? It's at the very end of Escape from LA when he types in 666. On the code, the little code box, and like, sir, he's entered into global designation, no target zone. That'll shut down the planet. And he was like, "What are you gonna do? Disappear?" And then he's like, "For God's sake, Plissken, don't do it." And he's like, "Call me Snake." And then he fucking he hits the button, and then it resets the whole fucking world. And then he picks up a pack of cigarettes. And it says American Glory on it. And he smokes it and he's like, "Welcome to the human race." And then it ends. I'm like, dude,
such a badass line and such a shitty movie.
It's deeper. You realize, right? Because it's like, this goddamn world is so corrupt. It's so fucked. Left, right, middle, it doesn't matter. Everybody is a fucking moron. And it's kind of applicable today, isn't it? Right? Everybody's so fucking crazy on politics. It doesn't matter what side of the
need a Snake Plissken today.
You need a Snake Plissken. He's like, "I'm going to reset the fucking world. We'll sit us back to the dark ages, motherfucker. We'll go back." And then he lights that goddamn cigarette and he blows it out and he's like, "Welcome to the human race, dude." What is the most fucking badass dude ever? Like, come on, it's Snake Plissken.
Yeah.
And then that music, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, fucking Snake Plissken rules, dude. I'm 100% in agreement with you on that. No disagreements with that list, with that number one whatsoever fucking ever. My number one overall is going to be, I forgot what it was. I have to look. My number one is going to be, this is a weird one. Like, it's weird to put this at number one, but goddamn do I love it. Henry Hill from fucking Goodfellas, man. Is there not a dude that you? Dude,
your shit is so anti-establishment, but I like it.
I know it is. I guess. Yeah, that's fair. But like
your shit's like Green Day and my shit's like Nickelback.
But you watch this movie, you watch him from a kid, right? Like you watch him from a kid who's just like trying to live his life. He's got an asshole dad who's a criminal himself, who beats the shit out of him if his grades aren't right. You know what I'm saying? And like he gets in with these fucking gangsters. Henry, let me add the L to that real quick. But he's like, all I ever wanted to be was a gangster.
I love it.
But you watch him, you see him start as a pure soul. Like you see him start as a pure soul, and then as he grows, as he moves on, and then you got that scene with Karen where he's dating this girl, and then that dude was a piece of shit. He was gonna rape her or whatever. He like forced himself on her, and he's like, "Get in the house!" And he walks over, fucking pistol whips the shit out of the guy. That scene alone is the perfect example of an anti-hero, right? Like, he could have called the cops and they wouldn't have done shit, and that guy would have fucking spit in his face and nothing would have happened. Sometimes you gotta beat a motherfucker's ass. You know what I'm saying?
Mike.
Like, and that's what he did.
Hey, you broke your cherry.
Hey,
all right. We'll take you down here. You broke the chair.
Hey, that's what it was. I saw a fucking meme, by the way. That was like, it's like when your buddy gets out of like a 4-year relationship, and it was that clip where they were all waiting for him, like, hey,
you broke the chair. Well, he walked up to me and he asked me if I wanted to dance. Well, like, that was the first time I remember like hearing that song. That was awesome.
Yeah, but it's the perfect. I mean, and you felt bad for him. Like, as he got into it, this was his life. This was all he knew. And when he's like, "You gotta stir the pasta. Don't forget to smell the pasta." And the helicopters, and he's on the fucking coke, and his eyes are all shitty. Like, and he's been to jail. Like, again, he turns into a fucking snitch. I get that. I get that whole.
Yeah,
thing.
That's why I hated him when he went to Paulie, and then he asked for that money, and then Paulie's like, "Now I got to turn my back on you."
Yeah. Yeah,
I fucking hated Henry Hill after that. I was like, "You're a piece of shit, dude."
It's the same way I felt though about Jimmy in Casino. Like, right? Like, they were gonna fucking kill him off. So like, the mob's a weird thing. Like,
it wasn't. That's weird. It wasn't Jimmy's name. Robert De Niro in Goodfellas. Jimmy.
I think it was. Yeah. No, it was. Yeah. But like, I don't know, man. Henry Hill was the perfect. Like, I feel like we could all see ourselves in his skin. That entire movie. Like, if you grew up in that time, and there was no options in that time, and you grew up, and these gangsters took you in, and they understood. Even though he was kind of a soft spot. Like, remember that when that dude ran up and he was bleeding, and they were like, "You're wasting good towels on him. What are you doing?" You know what I'm saying?
Crazy,
like, he had a good heart. He had a good soul deep down, but he just grew up in this. It was all he knew. And he never really hurt anybody that didn't have it coming to him. He always tried to do the right thing. Even the dude with the hairpiece, you know what I mean? Like,
he did kill that dude. Well, he killed that dude in Florida with Joe Pesci.
Right. He was in between. Like, it was a dichotomy of like his conscience and the mob and what he was living through. And that's why, to me, he's my number one, because
I love our list.
You understood the decisions he made, but he was not a good person.
No, I love the dissonance on our list, because like either list could be anti-hero, but
mine's
yours
like
is
evil,
like,
though.
But yours is like yours is like more anti-establishment. Like I said, like here's like it's like railing against the system, and then mine is more like I guess more of the goddamn Socrates tragic hero. I get forced into this role and I have to do it kind of situation.
Yeah, yours is more like badass hero, and mine's more like piece of shit that has some good qualities.
Well, like I mean, I wouldn't, you know, I don't know how many people would actually consider Doc Holliday a hero, but it's one of those, you know, I just like it, man. I like it. Well, because I like the fact that Doc Holliday was only doing it because it was his friend.
Yeah,
that's what I said. I mean, Doc Holliday literally fucking killed people because Wyatt Earp was his friend, and those assholes killed his brother, and that was it. Yeah, and to me, I almost wanted to put Doc Holliday number one, but I didn't. But Doc Holliday, dude, Doc Holliday to me is almost like, it's almost hard to even call him an anti-hero. I almost call him a fucking hero, dude.
If I could steal one person from your entire fucking list that I didn't think of, it'd be Doc Holliday. That is a great fucking pick, because he's true. He's a piece of shit. He's
I trade you for Seth from
Seth Gecko from Dust Till Dawn. Yeah, I'd probably make that trade.
Well, I'm not gonna make the trade. I just said I would do it.
I'm just saying. I'm
only saying it because I've been drinking. Yeah. I wouldn't do it sober.
What we just did here tonight, we just changed the whole fucking world. I don't know.
I think the whole world will change tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah. It's like, if I could change and you can change, we can all change.
Yeah. The opening of this video needs to be the Russian fucking boxing glove and the American one doing that.
Both like in can Rocky be true. 4. Like, two different people with different life experiences can view a topic in a different way. And it's a beautiful fucking thing. That's what makes life fun. That's what makes movies fun. And on that note, let's get the fuck out of here.
Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here, y'all. By the way, it would be cool if you guys put your list in the comments below if you guys get a chance to. If you guys have a moment to think about it, because I really do think it's interesting. Like when you pose that question, what is an anti-hero? it's harder than you think.
It's got
like
levels.
You got to think about it, right? And it could be any genre. It could be horror, it could be action, it could be drama, whatever. But what's an anti-hero for you? And so it's interesting. It's interesting.
That's the
I
important
like
part. For you. For you.
For
Not
you.
For me, for you.
For me, it's nothing.
For you.
I can't even hold a job pocket fucking cars.
Hey, by the way, you guys should watch Tulsa King. Did you see the new episode? It's fucking awesome.
I haven't. No, we were talking about it earlier. Somebody asked if any new shows. I haven't watched the new one yet.
The new episodes?
I'm on episode. Would be episode 4.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Episode 4 or 5. Fucking the newest episode. You guys watch Tulsa King. Sylvester Stallone as a mobster.
So good.
Amazing.
It's so good.
Dre, great point. Leon the Professional. Colton Candler says, great list, guys. Y'all should do a Friday Night Fights heroes versus villains. We will do that. But before we do that, Colton, in a week or two, the next Friday Night Fights is going to be Christmas movies, and you guys are going to pick the matchup. So start thinking about best Christmas movies, whether they're action, horror, Lifetime, whatever the fuck. Think about your best Christmas movie
but
matchups.
You know what we should also do? We should do a top 15 best villains of all time.
That's a really fucking good one. I would do that. I think we should live film us playing swords in the toilet.
It could be horror, again, action, whatever. Best villain.
Yeah.
Best villain.
Yeah, we could make a video where we butt fuck.
Because, dude, I mean, I'm telling you what, Shigura, for fucking No Country for Old Men, it's gonna be high on that ranking.
Fucking Hans Booby. Hans Booby, come on.
Yeah,
you kidding me?
Scared me a little bit.
That's gonna be a great one. Hey, we love your all's fucking faces. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate it. We hope you guys have an awesome fucking night, and we'll see you soon. Hey, Jay, do me a favor. Mind your fucking business about Holly.
Yeah, fuck Holly.
Ask me if she wanted to down.
You're the first girl that ever saw me with my shirt off since my wife. I'm on it. Yeah, so was she. See you guys.
I'm gonna go watch Die Hard 3.
Yeah, you gotta watch it.